Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here, and welcome back to another live stream where, yes, today we're going to be going through your base designs on Discord, rating them, analyzing them, and maybe even rinsing them a bit as well. Yeah, so if you like your base design, guys, and you've entered it, there's a good chance it could get ripped. I can see a lot of guys in the chat saying, I hope mine's in there, I hope mine's there. We had a lot of entries, guys. So what I've done is I've chose some bases, some because they're good, some because they're bad, some because they're downright awful, and some I just like them. You know, maybe a bit unique in some way, or I like them for some reason, or I might see something wrong with the base that I think that a lot of people are making that mistake on, so I've chose that base for that reason. So if your base isn't chosen, guys, don't worry, we're going to be doing this on a regular occurrence, so there's always more chances ahead. So as promised, I've got a partner in crime. No, it's not Mirage Jake this time. It is Grind Time. So welcome to the stream.
What's going on, everybody? It's the big face reveal. It's
The face
grind
reveal.
time.
Oh, Grind Time.
Oh, wait, fun.
No, not really.
Okay, there we go. A little uglier now, but that's the real me.
So, welcome to the stream, bud. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you. Glad to be here.
So as a first, do you want to say the hellos? Get used to it before you start streaming yourself.
Sure,
Cool.
sure. Let me look over here and see who we got. Of course, this is going to be according to the way it shows up in my chat this time. So we got Jazz was first,
Definitely.
followed by Matt Pole, and then it was me. I was third.
What about that? You're fourth on mine. I've got
Then
Hammertail third.
Hammertail. All right, well, I'll give it up. That's fine. Hammertail, Bruticus 99. Then we all chatted for a bit. Then Jason Rowley joined us. Stuck in Beta showed up. Jamie's here.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, welcome. And Firefly123.
Regular in Discord.
Seeing all the same names now. Oh, David Rollinger's here. And I already said Hammertail, didn't I?
Yeah, actually, I think Crusher 11.
The
Anyone
Crush
else?
11. I think that's all the names I see.
And anyone else coming last minute? You always get one or two last minute. Yeah, we've got the Joker that's coming as well. We've got
Welcome,
Pokey
Joe.
Pequino. I think you pronounce it like that. And Gianni Alensky as well. And Vito Vukac. Yeah, I hope so. Anyway. But yeah, welcome everyone. So yeah, like I said, we're going to be doing this on a regular occurrence every few weeks. Rating base designs, just something a bit fun really to do in between on the quiet weekends. So yeah, I invited Grind Time along to get another opinion because you know a lot of things I'm doing at the minute. I don't want just my opinion. I want to get someone else's opinion on there. So yeah, Grind Time's going to help me. So before we start Grind Time, so obviously you do your own channel. People in my Discord know that you post regular videos in there. But yeah, tell us about your channel. Tell us about the plans, what you've got short term, long term. Yeah, shoot.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got. I just posted a video earlier today. It was by request. One of the viewers wanted to know about balancing a team for events to maximize scoring. So I put a video out on that, and you know, like I said in the video, it's all my opinion. You might disagree. You might have a better way. Uh, but hey, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. That's the way I do it.
Yep.
I got a series I'm getting ready to start cranking out some episodes on called Yo Space Ape. You know, where I'm just pointing out problems, pointing out problems with an East Coast accent to Space Ape things we see. The first one kind of combined with that last Combiner series one, where it's the
Yeah.
combiners being on a timer instead of having a set number of battles. If we had a set number of battles, would be much easier to scout bases and wars. You could take your time a little bit more. I think it'd be better for everybody. But the likelihood of anything I bring up in those actually being addressed by Space Ape are slim to none. But hey, I'll still bring them up anyway.
Well, no, not really, because even in my server, there's been a few times where I've seen something in my server and someone made a good point. I've said, you know what, I'm going to pass that on. Someone did mention a while ago about a timer on other things like for hacks and for Chromia's Tower, so you know exactly when it's going to finish. And I passed that on to Space Ape, and it was the same as Grapple's timer, and they just said that
Right.
you know that they didn't want loads of timers all over the screen, which I understand that. I get that because it'll start cramping it
Yeah.
up. But they did say they like the idea, and they might incorporate it in the future, and maybe for hacks or maybe just for Chromia's Shock Tower, or because Chromia's Shock Tower is quite hard to see. So they thought it might be a good idea to use that. So, some ideas do come across. So, whether it's on your video or it's in my Discord, I do pass these ideas on. And I thought it was a really good point about the combiners. I understand that it might be an economy issue because even though it's fair, you're getting maybe more use out of it, if that makes sense, because you're not having that timer. So is it an economy
Yeah,
issue? But then I don't think it's that big of an economy issue to
I
make
don't
that
think
much
so. I
difference.
think
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
if you really
yeah,
pay attention when you use it, I usually get about 5 or 6 runs out of a
yeah,
combiner with all the
yeah.
dead time. Just
I can only
depending.
get 4 in walls. I can get 5 at a push of a rush. But I normally like to
Yeah.
go a quick look at the base. But I agree, it does need looking at. And obviously we talk quite a bit, outside of the game and stuff. And you're buying a PC, and does that mean you're just going to start streaming eventually? Is that what your long-term aim is?
That's the goal eventually.
Good,
Hopefully,
good.
I'll be able to put up a little bit of content live, whether it's grinding or playing or just Q&A. I don't know,
Yeah,
whatever everyone wants to see. You cover pretty much everything, and you do a heck of a job with it. And then
everything.
Hoist covers the newsletter, does a really good job, and he does the ancillary stuff like the toys and whatnot. He does that a lot better than I could ever do it. But I'm sure I'll find something I can add to the conversation.
There's always room for more. There's always room for more. Don't forget, back in the day, we had Hoist, we had Alpha Prime, we had Trios, we had myself, and me, Trios, and Alpha Prime were quite similar. So it doesn't matter if you're similar to someone else. Just have your own take on things and your own little niche in a way. But yeah, no, it was good
Yeah.
to have someone else on board, and hopefully we can push the channel forwards, and hopefully we'll see more of you in the future. Cool. Okay, let's switch scenes over to base review.
If you guys see me looking to the right, I'm reading the chat on the YouTube, so I'm trying to keep up a little bit.
So this is my Discord server for those that are not aware. So I'm sure one of the moderators, are the moderators in any of them? Are they all watching wrestling? Oh, Silverbolt's in. Cool. That's good. So I'm sure one of the moderators will post a link to my Discord. So if you want to take part in the base review, base designs, then put your design in there, and I'll pick in, like I said, some random designs out. I think we've got about 20 designs to go through, so a fair few. And yeah, we'll be doing this on a regular occurrence. So come and join my Discord. Come and join in the community. It's got about 1,100 members, I think now. It's growing quite quickly, and we're going to be loads of doing, loads of little cool things in the future, and getting your opinion on things, which I think matters a lot rather than just mine. A lot of videos in the past that I've done that I've had my opinion on, and people disagree with it. Well, now it's your chance, and you can't blame me saying, "Was it you're wrong there?" Well, I didn't exactly make that video. My last top 10 bots. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people agreed, but a few people were like, "Nah, that's rubbish because such a person's not in there." Well, I did ask 200 odd people. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I just made it up. 200 people decided this, so if you don't disagree, maybe you're the minority, and it's not actually me or it's not them. So, yeah. But yeah, like I said, we have picked these at random, guys. So, yeah. And listen, don't be crying if your base gets rinsed. I don't want to see any tears in the chat. Go and get a tissue. Go and suck it up
There,
because you
there's no
put it in.
crying in Transformers. Come
Nope.
on.
You put it in there. You took that chance, so you pay the consequences. Simple as that. Okay, so let's go straight in. So, what we'll do, grind time, is
All right.
I'll take the lead on the first one. You can take the lead on the second one, and
All right. Let's go. Go. Time to coach them up.
okay, coach grind time is gonna coach you guys. Okay, I might just sit here actually. I might have a break. I might
It's
sit on a
coach
break and
time.
just leave it all to you actually, and I can chill out for a bit. God, honestly, I'd love a stream like that. I'd love a stream where I can just sit back, chill out, let someone else take over. Okay, first base. Blue Cull, is it? Yeah, he keeps changing his name, so it could be anything. So, I'm going to let you in on to a little secret, because it's going to come apparent now. I do not like base designs that are not symmetrical. I really can't stand them. It's a real bugbear for me. I can't stand it. You know what? It probably doesn't need it. It doesn't need to be, but for pure aesthetics, I really hate it when it's not. And this is bugging me. I'm not gonna lie. It's not the worst base design ever, but it's so bugging me. Honestly, really bugging me. I mean, the triangle here, the triangle here. Even just one little thing like that it could have corrected easily. And then you've got the two shock towers that are off placed. And you've got, I mean, the top section's not too bad up there. I mean, even that one. Look, that one's not even on the map. Look, it's got a red square. That's not even actually on the map, which makes me think: have you just quickly designed this just for this? I bet it's even worse. I bet this base is even worse. And he's gone, oh, I best make a few changes to impress Wozza. And nah, you haven't. What do you think, Grindtime? What's your take on it? What's your take, Coach?
Well, here's the thing. You know, I'm not quite as bugged about the symmetrical part of it as you are, so long as
Okay,
it
yeah,
functions right. And
suppose.
to be honest, some of that stuff I didn't even notice that it was off. So you must have a keener eye than me.
Oh, easily.
But looking at this, he's got the walls to path the attacking bots in into a kind of a kill box there
Yeah,
with his outpost bots. I get it. I get it. I'm not hating the design. It's got the stuff in the back up far enough that it'd be hard to prime rush. So
yeah. I think if it was
defenses in the
symmetrical,
back.
it'd work. But it's not symmetrical, so it doesn't work. I mean, honestly, it really, really bugs me so much because for me, it's like buying a Ferrari and then going and taking it on a dirt track and then not washing it for a week. Come on, if you're gonna spend some time doing something, at least make it presentable and not nice. And come on, you're gonna be on a stream with thousands of people watching it. Make it look a bit nice. Put a bit of effort in. And I can tell he's put a bit of effort into the thought, but hey, he ain't putting much effort into the aesthetics. I like that word a lot. So yeah.
Aesthetic.
So what would you give this base a score? So we're gonna give some Sunstreaker Wozza stash crystals out. So we're gonna give them out to some people that get absolutely rinsed, and there's a few. I'm not gonna lie, there is. And so what would you give it out of 10, Grind Time?
Um, I don't really see a whole lot. I mean, other than it's not just quite even, not a whole lot wrong with it. So I'm gonna go like an 8 with this one.
Yeah, well, I was gonna think a 7. I was gonna say, it works. It works well. I think it was all
The
equal. It'd probably even be a 9. It's pretty good
Yeah, and the
design.
and the walls could be used a little better. The ones that are clustered in the middle and the ones on the sides that are triangles. He could
Yeah,
incorporate those a little bit more to be a
true,
little more functional.
true. I just think, like I said,
Yeah.
it makes it even worse that it's a pretty good design. It makes it twice as bad because it was just an awful design. I'm like, yeah, this guy hasn't got a clue, but he's actually got a clue. You can tell he's got a kill box. He's got long range defenses, short range behind it. It tries to split the bots. It's well pathed. It works, but then can't even make it symmetrical. Can't even put the effort in.
I w-
So yeah,
I would take that stuff, those walls out of the middle and the ones on the end, and put more up top to kind of path them around some more of the
yeah, that one
defenses.
there and the two M ones on the triangles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree with that. It makes. I mean, I doubt anyone's going to sludge that area because it doesn't really make much difference, but it just
No.
makes it a bit more easier for sludge. But I don't think it's going to be used up for that. Okay, let's have a look. So we got Bruticus. So Grind Time, you can go first on this one. What do you think of this one?
Let me take a look at it. Hmm.
Get your coaching hat on.
All right. You know what? I'm not bad with this one. Um, I'm trying to see if it's symmetrical to see if you're going to go off on it, but that doesn't really bother me.
Well, it better be
No, I.
symmetrical because I designed it. I
That's
designed
why
it
it's
for him.
symmetrical then. No, I think this one looks pretty good,
Yeah, I
and
designed it.
especially if this one was up in the was it the hard mode or Prime League now that has the
Yeah.
effects where the buildings blow up. That's going to make it tough on them with those
Well,
buildings
I
there.
got the idea from our Prime League
Some of them.
Wars. We see a lot of these, don't we? Where it's all the defenses up
Yeah.
front, all the resources out back, and
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? I put this in there for a reason as well because as soon as I made it, people were saying, "Oh, my sweep would kill that. My jazz would kill that." But you're talking about guys that have got a level 60 jazz. Now, I mean, I think it was in your video. I think you talked that if you've got a really strong squad, you're gonna get walked over no matter what. It doesn't matter.
Right.
If you've got top
Right.
level bots against this base, you're gonna walk it over no matter what. It doesn't make a
Yeah.
difference. Um,
I mean, you could still cup it, to be honest, from the back, because he would with Top Shot he would take out those missile launchers,
I don't know. I think the
and I
beams are
don't know
still in.
would
I
those
think the
would
beams
those
are still in
beam lasers
range,
hit him from there?
but maybe. But then again, you've got to think that you're looking at that as well from a cup maybe that's at a high level. So do you
Yes,
think that
that's
a
that's
level
true.
55 cup would solo this base.
Not if those beam lasers are hitting them.
That's what I mean. So you got to
Yeah.
sort of take into consideration that this guy's a bit of a lower level, so he's gonna have lower level bots beating him. So, and I've always said that when you're um look at your base attacks and deciding whether your base was good or not. Even I do this. Look at the power of the squad. If I see a team of 5 stars beating my base, I won't worry too much unless they skip half the base. Then I'll make some big adjustments. But I don't worry too
Right.
much. But if a guy beat my base with a team of 4 stars, I'd be looking at it going, man, that doesn't work. So
Okay.
you got to look at the strength.
One more comment.
Yep, go.
If I was going to design this so that you have a bunch of the resources at the back, I would move the harvesters up front instead of the storages. That way, they're not just coming in and stealing my, skink raiding me,
That's a
taking
valid
my
point.
resources.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, they're there just to slow people down so that the defenses get more time
Right.
to hit. But you know what? At lower levels, resources are quite hard to get. So I actually,
Premium.
yeah. Because again, I've thought of that from a top level player's point of view. But I actually agree with that. That's actually a good point. Yeah, I would do that as well, Bruticus. So, Bruticus, if you're in the chat, I'd probably do that. So, what do you think out of 10? So, you know what?
I,
I'm gonna give him a 7 because I designed it, not him. So he's not getting a 10 because I designed it. If he'd have designed it, he got a better score, but I designed it for him, so he ain't getting a 10 for it. That's for sure.
I'm gonna stick with the 8 because I would move the harvesters and
Yeah,
the storages around for sure. But no, that's pretty solid, especially whenever you're not battling, maxed out 5-star squads and stuff like that. That's it's gonna be
yeah.
solid.
Symmetrical as well. Notice symmetrical. And I'm not gonna lie, you can ask Bruticus that. Actually, is it? Is it? No, he's got one off. That's off there, I think. Oh, I'm happy about that. He's not done that right. I spent about an hour going. I spent about an hour going. Just move that wall one bit there. Just move that one over like that. Honestly, it bugs me. But yeah, I can see a lot of people are saying like, well, I've seen Stuck in Beta said 8 in the chat. So yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Okay, who have we got next? We've got Jazz. Okay, walls, bro. Walls.
Whoa.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Invest in your walls. You know what? I'd get all them walls. I'd get all these walls, and I'd put them over there and over there because they'd be just as useful over there and over there. I mean, oh my god. I think a level 1 cliff jumper would walk through that. It's that bad. Wow. Have you never heard of walls? Oh my god. So, obviously, bases with too many walls, I call a Pink Floyd. Just another brick in the wall. This is the opposite. This is an anti-Pink Floyd base because you're not even using walls at all. There's no point in even having them. But it's symmetrical, I can think, looking over it, which I like. That's a plus. Apart from this here, why have you got all these buildings here? Is it maybe rushable? You could probably clear this with a gunner and rush up there and get loads of points as well. It might be even cuppable as well, even. You know what? The more I look at it, the more I'm disgusted by it. A 3-point building down here as well. You've got 5 points on this side. You've got all your points on one side. 3 points there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All on this side. So, and as I said, if you watch my stream with Dale, I talked about most people are right-handed. So I get maybe put them on the left side, but this guy's put them on the right side, put them all together. Damn. Anyway, oh my, and the shock tower in the middle and a mortar over here, and I'm sure he's done this to troll me. I'm sure he has. He must have. What's your take on it? What's your take?
That's a personal foul on the walls. No good.
Foul.
We can't have that kind of we can't have that kind of lack of effort from the walls. They've got to get beefed up some.
They gotta go. They gotta go.
That yeah.
Drop it.
I don't. Yeah, this one needs some work. This one got to go back to the. This one's got to go back to the training room and get on the weights a little bit. Needs to beef up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what is that? HQ 16? 16, they're thinking it. And
It looks like a 16.
yeah, and these walls are what?
One of the things I
HQ2?
pointed out in the video today, one of the things I pointed out was don't rush upgrading your HQ. Make sure you're taking the time to
Well,
upgrade your defense.
there's arguments for and against. There's a base later on where we'll go into that and discuss it. Jazz has put HQ 14 years. So I still think the walls are too low level. They need upgrading. They need serious upgrading on them walls. Serious. But yeah, I would. I mean, maybe it's a bit low on energy on. Well, get raiding. Stop being lazy, and get raiding, and get them walls up. I mean, yeah, walls
Yep.
are the last thing you do, but you don't. It's not the last thing you do before you get to 17. I think if we would have done this video instead of them walls at HQ 17, I really do. He's really just forgetting them. But yeah, I would
Yeah.
give this a 4 out of 10, and I think I'm being generous. I really do.
I agree.
I think
That's exactly the number I was thinking
not
too.
happy with that at all. Getting Discord, and I'll help you with that. But yeah, I'm not happy with that at all. You can pop all
There's
three outposts in one.
there's even space up there to move some of those buildings so it's harder to grab and rush up there on the
Yeah,
right hand side.
yeah. Could easily
And
pop
but
there
they're
if it
still
needs to be
stuck
put.
out.
Yeah, just rushable. You pop all three outposts in
And
one. You can probably get round all the outposts as well if you rush it as well. You'd miss and then so many points on offer. You could maybe cup it as well. There's
yeah,
just
see,
so many ways to beat this base. And I mean, yeah, we're talking maybe. You know what? I think a 3-star cup could even beat that. Maybe. Maybe.
I've
I think
yeah.
so. Definitely a bit of a redesign. Definitely. Okay. Who's next on the list? Now, I love this base. Brilliant base design. Absolutely brilliant.
I
I think everyone should copy this in the game. Honestly. Especially during events. HQ up front. Great wall design. Love the walls. Brilliant. I can't fault it, honestly.
yeah, I love this kind of base design during leaderboard and stuff. This is my favorite.
But I am going to take into consideration, let's be honest, this isn't his base design and is a suck up. Let's be deadly honest. He's a suck up. So he ain't getting a 10. I like it. I like the fact he's made the effort and done this. But I also realise that it's in mid edit. So it's not like he's actually changed his base. He's just edited it and then cancelled it and gone back again. So you obviously don't love me that much. But I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the sentiment. But you're a suck up. But I do like it. So I don't think we can even rate
Yeah,
this. I can't rate it
no,
because it's not an actual base design. But I had to put it in. Just he's gone to the effort of doing it, so I do appreciate it. But yeah, definitely a suck up. Uh,
my favorite leaderboard.
then we've got Blastorn 61. So what do you think, Grindsign? What's your thinking on this? Then
Okay, all right.
have a look. Tell me what you think.
Take a look here. So you got your basic time trap area down bottom,
Yeah.
kill box in the middle.
Yep.
I like this. It's not symmetrical, so you're going to point that out, but I don't think it matters.
Well,
I think
it's not far off symmetrical.
it. No, but the walls up top aren't symmetrical. I don't think.
Oh, that's
But I don't think.
oh, one wall is wrong. That makes it. Oh, that's agonising. That's agonising that he was
No,
so close to being perfect. I mean, I can forgive the 3 point building there because it's hard to get them in, and I don't mind. I'm looking at it, I thought it was symmetrical till you pointed that out, and now I'm disappointed because I think this is really good design, and that's just ruined it for me. I mean, for the
yeah,
sake of moving a wall,
yeah.
oh my days.
That doesn't bother me. That's still a good design. That's going to be tough. You can't rush past it. Your best bet if you're trying to skip some of it would be maybe a Lita, but that's going to be tough at that level. It's gonna be tough. Even then, you're still
Yeah,
going to trigger a lot of stuff. So
yeah. The launch
no,
is
I
in
think
range, the
that's a
mortar's
good
in
one.
range. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Where is the shield generator at?
Right
Where's
there
the
in the middle.
shield?
Right there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a good place for it because you can't
Yeah.
destroy that without pop off something. So
You know,
I like it.
if you had one criticism, I think that honeycombs are a bit 2019 really. You know, before sort of sludge was the bot to have. Everyone was using honeycombs and everyone levels sludge. I mean, I know there's one bot that can beat everything, but you don't see a lot of honeycombs at
Well,
top levels anymore now. You know, they tend to have
well,
one or
not
two,
not
but
not just sludge and then the almighty nose cone, but also
hey, watch out for nose
Cynthius,
cone.
Laser Optimus, yeah, Cynthius, Laser Optimus, bots like that can shoot. They'll go right over those
Oh,
walls,
the
and
wall humpers.
once they destroy those defenses, then the bots will just path around it.
Yeah. So I don't think it's disastrous. I think it's pretty good design. I think the
Oh
wall
yeah, I
just lets
think
you
it's
down aesthetically. That's disappointing. I'd probably get rid of the honeycomb. I would personally take these honeycombs out and maybe put some walls up here, maybe to slow them down around here. Because once you
Maybe,
get through them
maybe
walls,
coming in.
yeah, once you get through the walls of sludge, there's nothing really stopping you, slowing you down or anything. So I'd probably take away some of the honeycomb. I'd keep the two outside honeycombs. I'd maybe keep the middle ones, but I'd remove this wall, this wall, this wall, those three maybe, and then
Yeah.
maybe make it into V up there to slow people down maybe somehow if you
Yeah,
can.
that's what I was gonna say, like a V up there, or maybe even a V there and up at the top above the missile launchers, kind of making it hard for them to get around to the other stuff.
Yeah, yeah, in some way
Something.
definitely. But so what'd you give it out of 10 then?
I'm gonna give this one a 9.
I was gonna do well, I'm gonna do 8 because of that wall. I was gonna do 9, but that wall brings it down. If it
Sorry,
is
sorry, Blasthorn. I
blame grind
ruined
time,
your
I missed
9.
that.
Sorry.
But yeah, I'm quite happy with that design. It's not too bad. It's not disastrous. But the walls let you down. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Are we going to see one base today that's symmetrical? I wonder. I've not really looked that much, so I don't know. So, all right. Here we go. Great. I love this
Oh
base.
my,
Just another brick in the wall. Oh my days.
that's another foul on the walls. What are
Foul.
they
He needs
doing?
sending
They're
off.
not even in the play.
He needs
They're not even in the play.
he needs sending off for these walls. It's past a foul. It's a ban. He's gonna get a season ban for this. I mean, let's look at it, properly. That if you break that one wall, you're through. So you broke through
All the
one
rest of the walls
wall.
don't matter.
Yeah, all these don't matter. And even this here, what's this? What's that do? What is that doing? Where is it pathing them? What's it doing? Wow, just double walls. Never, ever, 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 ever do double walls like that. And never do this. Never clump walls together. It doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't work because what the bot will do, instead of breaking through them, they'll either walk round them or just go through that one. And I get that some of the walls are a bit lower level, so that's why you might put them up there. Then utilize them somewhere else. Put them round here and force the bots inwards and put them in front of your HQ and try and split the bots round and do something. Your walls need to be utilised in base design. Got to be. It's.
Yeah,
I would say walls is the number one most important thing in base design. It can make or break a base. I really would. And then you can even throw in the fact it's not even symmetrical as well. Just to, I don't think you even need to mention that. To be fair, because the walls are definitely not symmetrical. But yeah, that's pretty awful. I think. Oof, what would you give that?
I'm going to deduct another point because he designed this base and he's in a group called Art of Warfare. What kind of warfare are they teaching him? That's terrible. I'm giving this one a 2.
Two.
That's a 2.
I thought you could give it -1. We said negative points. About that's a bit harsh. -1. I'm going to do the same. I think I'd give it a 2 as well. I'm, yeah. I don't get what he's trying to do. I don't get why it's not symmetrical. Which again,
Base,
I know you like you don't mind not to be symmetrical, and I do. But then
right.
it doesn't. There's nothing to it. I mean, oh, I don't even want to waste some breath on it. It's that bad. I
I
really don't.
I tell you what, I would be upset if he was in my alliance because he's going to get picked as base 1 with low level walls and all that stuff, and it's going to be a cakewalk for the other team. And that, I mean,
Yeah,
you got to at least put in some effort to help your alliance out, guys. I mean, come on.
yeah. No, I'm trying to think of something positive. I'm trying. Nope, nothing positive. Next. Nope, nope, nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing
move
at all.
along.
Okay, this is deadlift space. So this is basically a high level of brute space, where we've got all the resources at the back, and then we've got the general sort of walls. You see there that there's not many honeycombs. The walls are utilized to try and path your bots round and make them walk off and things like that. So yeah, what do you think?
I like this one. This is a not uncommon in the upper levels, but I like that he's got it closed off there in the middle, so your bots are going to naturally path in, and then they got to beat through walls to get out. That's
Yeah.
good. I like that.
There's only one thing with that though. You've got to keep this in mind that whenever you enclose walls, it makes prime much easier. Because bots will always rush round walls if they can. Enclosed walls. If these walls are open and you were trying to rush to here, some bots will go around there, some would rush through the middle and pop all the outposts. because it's closed. If you rush from here to that mortar, I'm not too sure if you pop this or not. Maybe, maybe not. If you rush to that mortar and then rush to there, all the bots will run round because
And
they're
just to be
enclosed.
clear, you're talking about rushing Prime first and then dropping the rest of the bots
Rush,
after he's
drop,
cleared.
rush. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good.
I'd maybe open these four. I get what you're saying. It slows people down. I'd maybe open these four and utilize them here instead, and then that would
Yeah.
hopefully make them prime rush inside and pop this outpost, pop the combiner. They'll probably get killed with all the defenses. I don't like enclosed walls like that. I just don't like them. I mean, I have to test it to be sure, but I think that's rushable. I really do.
Yeah, and this is one of those bases where if you're just raiding and you're not prepared for it, you may not
Oh
have
yeah,
Prime on that team.
that'd
So
be a
that's going to make
nightmare.
it much harder.
Yeah,
In a war, you get a chance to prepare because you get
true,
a scout or whatever. But
true.
yeah, just raiding, this is going to be a tough base.
Yeah, I quite like it. It's quite a high level. But there is one thing, and we know what we're getting to. We've gone through so far. For me, it seems like he's made all the effort up to there, and then gone, just put him in there. We'll just put them three behind the HQ there. It doesn't really matter where.
Uh,
We'll just stick them there. You know, I think that it could have put the shield gen there, and then it could have put maybe the launcher and the beam either side there. I get you've got three beams and three launchers, so sometimes it can't quite be symmetrical. But you can use a beam and a launcher to match up, and that'd be symmetrical pretty much. You know, put the shield gen there, put the beam launcher there, put the launcher there. It all works. Shield gen's in the middle. Job done. That's what I'd do anyway. I'd just move them to the side and move that in there. Open them walls up.
yeah,
And I think you've got a pretty good base there. I mean, I'm talking
yeah.
from me attacking that base as well. That I would
But
have to seriously, take my time and consider that base.
definitely with the two beam lasers back there, I would put them next to the shield generator so they were stronger. You know what I mean? Like they're getting the help from the shield gen. If you move that shield gen into the middle,
So, but
put
you
the
mean put
beam
the shield
lasers
gen
on either
there, beam laser
side.
there, and launcher there as well?
Yeah,
Yeah, even that. Yeah, that'd work as well. I'm not too sure about having a beam and a launcher together. I think it's a bit dangerous, but that'd work still. It'd still work. They're not close. They're close enough, but nothing else. I'm looking around, but I always look for the beams and the launchers. That's what people try and take out with Jazz and bots like that. They can't really take out mortars and something else. They struggle at high levels. So having an MDS next to a mortar is not a big deal. That's fine. Same with shock towers, cannons. They can go side by side. It's the beams and the launchers that you don't want side by side. So maybe put them even up there, right out of the way. You know, so they're
yeah.
firing on the HQ with the range. As long as they've got Cybertron charge on the on the beam. So yeah, what do you reckon out of 10? What would you give it then?
I'm gonna give this one a 9 as well.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. It's good.
Couple small changes, I think, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah,
I think other than that, it's great.
yeah. I'm looking at doing a Goldie, and Goldie, you got to go across there. You got to go up, and you've got to hit the HQ. I don't like, but obviously you're designing the base, you like it. I don't like hitting the HQ with Goldfire on my last hit because you're not getting much worth out of that. Because you don't want to do damage to the HQ. You want to do damage to a good building. So because they're there, I don't think you can't pop both outposts there. You can't pop them there. You can't pop them there. You've got to hit the HQ last. So really, if you go Goldie over there to pop them ones, I mean, you can suppose go there, but and maybe up there. But I'd personally go across to get both the MDS. I'd go up and then there, and then with that last, is it 9 points? Your third swipe, 579, is it?
Yeah.
So yeah, for
Yes.
9 ability points, all you're hitting really is the launcher. So you're not getting good value out of it, which means in base design terms, that's good. So yeah, I
Right.
like it. I'll give it a 9 as well. It's a good. I like the design. It's good. So don't forget, guys,
Good
that if
one.
you are watching, and you've got a base design that either gets ripped or you're not happy with it, then these are some base designs to consider and look at, and get some ideas from. Don't forget these base designs that have all these resources up top like this. You've got to make sure your HQ is covered though. If you're gonna do that, make sure your HQ is covered. You don't want someone sending cup or save back there and then just destroying your HQ. You've got to cover the HQ. Put your resources there, and it means you've got less points to get through here. That's the idea behind it, and it works. I mean, I've come unstuck a few times against these sort of bases on Prime League, and I'm sure you have as
Yeah.
well. The hard bases,
Yep.
the top level players are using. So, yeah,
And I see some comments saying about easy silver bolt cup, all that kind of stuff on this Well, yeah, if you have a chance to plan for it, yeah, every base is beatable. But we're talking like if you're just going through doing resource rating or Z Energon or event rating or something, and you run up to this base with no chance to prep and a random team, that's going to be a tough base.
I don't think it is easy silver bolt and cup. I mean, silver bolt, silver bolt, silver bolt, silver bolt. Cannons, silver bolt. I mean, the points are adding up here.
No,
One, two,
then
three,
I would put
four,
cup to the
five,
back.
6, 7, 8. But you got to take 8 defenses out with silver bolt.
No, that
Yeah,
last one
yeah, you
too,
mean
because
cup
if
first.
bounce cup back
Yeah, but I think once
there.
if you put
Yeah.
cup back there, the beam laser in the launch will take him out.
Well, you could stun the beam lasers and then pop cup back, and
So you
then
think take
work
the
on the
launcher
other.
out, take the beam out, cup,
I wouldn't
get some points
I
back,
wouldn't even
take the
worry about
beams
that
out.
back launcher because Cup will get that. He'll get in so close that it won't hit him, and he'll take that out. I wouldn't even worry about that back one. I would do the beam lasers, drop Cup to the back to start getting more points again, and then use Silver Bolt on the bottom two missile
Yeah,
launchers as
maybe,
Cup moves in.
maybe.
But every base can be beat if you have time to prepare and pick the right team. But just a general raid team walking in blind, you're going to struggle.
So how could get round that though to stop that from happening? You could even well, you know what? You could actually do what no, I don't think it could. Um,
Anti-air cores, the shark pits, that kind of stuff.
well, they
Those would
might be
make it
anti-air.
tougher.
We don't know. They could be. You never know.
Right, right. Because Silverbolt would be taking damage as he flies over then, and it could make it harder for him to get done what he needs to get
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Putting the shark mines in the back or mixing them up with the resources back there so it's hard to find them and Cup has to battle
Oh,
them. That could slow Cup down.
here's one for you, right? What here? This is an interesting one now. What if you took these walls out and moved the HQ there?
It would be harder because more defenses would be on the HQ then.
Yes, the HQ is down lower, which makes it a bit less, but then you've got all these defenses behind it. You move these defenses down a bit, and that brings the mortars maybe in range as well. So that might be something to consider. Bring the HQ even down even more, and it's a risky move because it can even make it easier because it's closer. But it's not that much closer. Let's be honest. So yeah, I'd probably do that.
Yeah.
I'd open that up. I'd bring the HQ down.
And
Yeah.
right now those mortars probably do cover the HQ but don't go very far behind it. And you got
Yeah,
to
that's what I'm
remember with
thinking.
Cup with
Yeah, with
Top
Top
Shot,
Shot.
he
Yeah,
stands back.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's what I was
you got
thinking. Yeah,
you can't just cover the HQ. It's got to have some
behind it.
behind it too.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd take this wall piece out. Maybe just I'd take both of the wall pieces out actually. I'd put the HQ there, right in that square there, and then I would have all these defenses behind the HQ. And there's no way
And
Cup's gonna take all them out.
those walls you take out, you could put behind the HQ, and that will slow down Cup also.
True, yeah, that's a good point. You could make a little V. You could even utilize these,
Yep.
make a V behind the HQ to force Cup to walk round. That's a good idea. I
Yeah.
didn't think of that. I
Or
like that one.
or Top Shot will sit there and be hitting the walls
Well, for
forever
ages.
while
Yeah,
defense
yeah,
is
yeah.
Cup.
But no, yeah, I like that. That's a good idea. I would do that actually. Yeah, I'd move the HQ down, put the walls behind the HQ, move the defenses down below the wall, and then it forces. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but yeah, I still nine. I still like the idea. I still like the base. It's quite unique. I don't think I've seen this base exactly as it is before. It's not completely unique, but I like it. Yeah, it's a good
Yep,
base.
I like it. 9 out of
Um,
10. Let's move on.
10 out of 10. Wind Chaser. I'm going. I'm going. This is not even on the list, but what?
What?
What? What?
No, no.
What?
What?
Walls, bro. Walls. Right, next. Enough said. Okay, I'm gonna have a heart attack honestly with this. Okay, we've got a Wind Chaser. So, I brought this base because I've, this is for me the other way round of the previous base. You can either have lots of points up front and hoping that they waste points and then they run out up top, or you can do it vice versa, where you have no points at the bottom and they struggle for points and the points are up top. I mean, you can have it other ways as well, obviously, but they're the two ways I'm sort of looking at these sort of bases. And they've got all the points, well, a lot of points down below, and then a lot of defense in the middle. What do you think?
Is that prime rushable on the sides?
I think so, especially Gunner clear and Prime Rush. Yeah, Gunner Prime Rush definitely. So
That's going to be a problem.
I get the trying to protect the resources, but for me, this is where the hard decisions come in. Do you want to protect against wars or do you want to protect against raids? And I don't think you can do both effectively, sadly. I think you could do a bit of both. You can either do it all towards not wars, all towards wars, all towards raids, or somewhere in the middle. And they've tried to do that, so I understand what they're trying to do. But I just literally just put one of these alloy harvesters up there. I mean, there's a gap there. Put one up there.
Yeah.
Put one of these alloys up there. Um, maybe. Can you get behind the? I can't get. I think you can get both behind the HQ.
He
Um,
could move those walls out from behind the HQ though, and move those storages
yeah,
back
I
there
don't
and
think
use
them
the
walls do
walls.
anything,
Oh.
do they?
No, because once they get to the HQ, they're not going to go much behind it anyway, without him intentionally sending a bot back there.
Yeah,
So
I'd put
I
these
don't think those
walls.
walls are necessary.
Yeah, I'd put these walls down here, but I still don't think that'll stop them. They'll still rush round it because that's a shorter route than going round there. So I'd put the three walls there. I'd maybe
Hmm.
even bring this fourth wall round as well. But I get that they're trying to path them into put the outpost. Maybe not. I'll leave that one actually. But yeah, these walls there, and try and get these resource buildings behind the HQ. That's what I'd do.
Yep. Yep.
Someone
Yep.
say it looks pretty easy for Cup, but I don't think it is because you've got
No.
one launcher, two launchers, two beams, and a mortar as well. So
I think all three of those mortars will hit back there, won't they? Maybe not.
maybe, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Depends what cores. Well, they've got healing cores here. I mean, I don't think you can get them at level 14, can you? But at our level, especially, if you've got healing cores and cuts there, then would Top Shot take them out though? Maybe I think with this splash damage, maybe. So maybe, but I don't think it's. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's a pretty good design. You need again. I can see
Right.
people in the chat saying like, "Oh yeah, couple," but again, we're looking at a HQ 15. So would a low level 4-star or a 3-star cup take that out? You're also talking about a 4-star silver ball at maybe level 55-ish, something like that. I mean, listen, without being awful, I could probably solo this with Slash, but my Slash is 64.9. It's not fair to look at a base and go, yeah, this bot can do X because it's different level. You know, you gotta do it
Right.
in what's reasonable level for that bot. So I'd say I don't think. I mean, at level when I was at HQ 15, my cup was around level 52-ish, something like that. So let's say mid 50s. I don't think a mid 50s cup and a mid 50s silver bolt can take this space out. Four
It'd
star.
be tough.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
have to run the figures and have a look. But I don't think Silverbolt could take out that mortar and the beams and launchers at level 55. I'd have to look at the stats of him, but I don't think so. And
Well,
not getting in, especially if you got point. Can HQ15 get point defense on it? Don't think they can they? 16 in it, I think.
is that
I think
it's
16 has HQ cores, so that will help as well. So you've got to take into consideration that you can't protect everything. But I don't mind it. It's not amazing, but it's not disastrous. The walls are well utilized. The walls are trying to make them path and split up. And I like that. That's what you want to try and use walls for. And that's what they've been used for.
in
So yeah.
in fact, I think I would take those storages down front and the ones that are on the ends, move them more towards the middle, and that way when they launch their bots, they walk towards the middle more rather than being able to right
So
there,
move
yeah.
all these
Move
down.
those more.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Kind of crunch them down because that way the bots will have to walk towards the middle and
It's a
then
good
they'll go
point.
up
It's a good
rather than
point.
going out to the sides.
But then doing does that make Prime much easier though? Definitely need to move these because no matter what discussion we're having here about where to have these, that's still rushable. That's still the big one for me. So yeah, they definitely need moving. But yeah. So what do you reckon? What would you give it out of 10?
I'd give that one a I'd give that one a 7.
Yeah, yeah. I'd say the same. Yeah, I don't like bases that are prime rushable, but I like the idea behind it. But yeah,
Right. I think it's a good start. He just needs to fine tune some
they've
things.
thought about it. That's what I like. They've had a good think
Yeah.
about it and tried to, protect resources. They tried to make it path hard, so yeah, it's not bad. Next we have Smilemus. So, what do you think, Grind Time? What do you think of this base?
Wow. Hmm. Well,
Well, you know what I'm going to say straight away.
well, yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Um, I'm trying to think of bot pathing here. What's gonna happen whenever I launch? Um,
The girl's going to pound at them
obviously,
walls.
all those defenses in a line makes me want my warpath. Um, no, he does good
Mm.
at cutting down, but again, you may not have warpath on the team that finds the space, so you got to remember that.
But he is a HQ 17,
Um,
so because of that, you can consider pretty much any attack. So if you think it's
okay.
easy in a certain attack, then it's HQ 17. So you've got to consider that. You
I
can't
think
say like, oh, he's a
I
lower
think
HQ.
yeah, I think the warpath is going to take out everything up the middle. That's what I would do with warpath.
You
Take
mean
out everything up the
the
middle.
both mortar? I mean, well, you could probably get
Yeah, 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 yeah.
MDS beam launcher maybe.
You could
Yeah,
also do that. Yeah.
because I think that I mean you do Warpath a bit more than me, but isn't the aim to take out the beams and launchers mostly? Is that the ones you aim for, or?
Mostly, but if I see defenses all in a line, those are the ones I let him eat on. I mean,
So
he's, you know,
what are the top say 2 or 3 defenses that you're looking for when you do these warpaths? Because for me, the beams and
one,
launchers are low HP, so that fits in with that. I mean, you know better than me as well what warpath can take out. So
yeah, definitely those are what I look for. But again, if they're not lined up and easy, so I can take out, a beam and a laser or I mean a beam and a missile launcher and stuff all in one shot, then I look for anything that's lined up, especially those mortars, which are harder for other bots to take out. With a maxed out 5-star warpath like I've got, I mean, you can 2 or 3 shot those mortars and they're gone, and then you just walk. And especially with points down below to make up, and you got to remember Warpath collects points because his thing goes
yeah.
all the way through. So he'll hit some of those buildings in the back maybe.
So
So
your warpath's maxed, yeah? I think in it.
yes, yes.
So how many shots does it take to do a mortar? How many for an MDS? Does it take 3 for everything,
I, I'm
or?
not I'm not sure on MDS. I think on mortars, depending on what kind of cores they have on, it's 2 to 3 shots, and he takes it out. And that's with maxed out volatile G metal volatile mixture or whatever the gunner one is. Uh, I can't remember.
Volatile
One's
mixture, yeah.
volatile mixture and one's yeah. So
That's
whatever
it.
that one is,
That's it.
but
That's it.
yeah,
There's no other one.
that's what I've got on him. I got a level 20 G metal
Wow.
that, and then he's maxed out SA 10. So
Well, the only this is obviously it's not symmetrical. That's annoying with it. You know, this wall here is straight along the last line, and this one's not, which tells me that all this base is slightly over by 1 square. The whole base is 1 square too much that way. It all needs bringing over 1 square. Now, don't get me wrong, the whole thing is not symmetrical. I found that out. It was infuriates me. But you've got to make it symmetrical. I mean, yeah. But major points is you've got just one shark mine inside that square. What are these walls doing exactly? I don't understand what these walls are there for. They're not doing anything. They're not going to stop anyone doing anything. They're going to path that much differently. I mean, if someone drops the bots in the middle, yeah, it might path them separately, but then they're all going to go through the middle anyway. And these squares like this, you want to try and avoid these because that's a Sludge loves them. Sludge loves little squares like that and little, tight knit walls. So that's a holiday for Sludge. Sludge will smash that whole section out, and then you just got 2 walls to walk through. I know some people might say, well, no one uses Sludge anymore, but I'm sure you'll back me up on this, that a lot more people are using Sludge in top level walls now. Sludge rushes, or a
yeah,
slush, what they call them.
you're seeing more. Yeah, you're seeing more sludge again. But again,
Yeah.
I would use a Cynthius Magnus or Laser Prime or somebody that will shoot and just totally disregard those walls, and they'll just shoot right and destroy. Strafe is another bot that you could target the defenses, and he zooms right over the walls.
The only thing with doing that is
And
you can't drop one bot because by the time you get through all this, say you time out, so you have to drop your full squad. But once you start, if you take all this
right,
whole section out, once you say you take that out first, then you take that out, then you take that out, They'll go for the mortar, but once you take that out, they'll start going for the two MDS. Now all your bots are not going to be on one side. I mean, if you drop them all here, I mean, some will walk around. I think. So once you need to keep your bots all on this side. If any start walking around, they're going to start walking around this way, and that's going to cause a nightmare. So if
Right.
you are going to do that,
Well,
you've
this
got to
is
keep your bots over there somehow, or rush round or something. Just rush through. You got to keep
this
them together.
this is HQ 17,
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
would argue that I could drop my maxed out 5-star laser prime at the top right, and he would path straight mostly.
yeah.
That
To
one
there,
storage
yeah.
may pull down. Yeah, but then I would just start shooting that stuff in the walls, and once that stuff's gone, I would drop a gunner to clear out what's below him, and then drop the rest of the team, and they would walk up right around.
True, true. You can even rush it to bring the gunner
But
and laser options back round again. So
yeah,
that's a
yeah,
fair point.
but again, that's if it's in a war and I've got time to scout it. That again, that's different than just a regular. Oh, I came up on this base while I'm raiding for resources. You know.
Mm. I could see Mike Berg's put. I would ramjet that base, pop up the outpost, drop combiner, and walk. Well, I will tell you something now. I'm on 17. Is it in a row? I think now 300 in a row. Doing that same technique against every single base design in the game. So that's 17 300s in a row. So that's 17 times 5. You're talking 80 bases, something like that, that I've done with that attack. So that attack applies to any single base design. So I don't think it's fair to say like, oh, you can easily use Ramjet or you can easily use Goldfire because it's so applicable to every single base that it's a bit unfair to sort of. I won't even consider that attack because we could literally sit here on every single base and go, I can go fire that, I can go fire that, I can
Right.
go fire that, I can go fire that, and that's what I do all day because literally you can. And it's for me, it's a problem in the game. I think it needs addressing. We'll talk about that actually in the playtest chat today. And for me, the problem is not Goldfire. The problem is combiners and being able to drop them to waste abilities. I don't think there's a single ability in the game that you can't negate with a combiner. I think that's the problem. There needs to be some mechanism to stop you from popping outposts and dropping the combiner and waste abilities. What that is, I haven't got a clue. It might need a total rework of the system somehow, but I think it needs it because, all right, I don't think it's gonna happen. I just want to put it out there. I really don't because they're not gonna nerf Goldfire. I really much doubt that because we talked about how much people invest in bots and that's what makes people quit. Let's be honest. The two reasons people quit is because their team's no longer relevant in some way, whether that's for a nerf or whether it's this either they struggle in a Prime League effect or drop rates. They're the two reasons most people quit. So they're not going to nerf Goldfire after so many people started leveling him and using him. But what they can do is nerf sack attacks in some way. Because let's be honest, they've nerfed Skylink's attacks. They nerfed the air show. They nerfed slash attacks. They've nerfed Russian smash. Now all these are still viable. You can still slash bases. Skylink's only at lower levels really. You can still Russian smash. You can still do all these, but they're not as effective. And I think
Right.
eventually that's what we'll see with sack attacks. They'll not be as effective in some way. I think I mean, put your ideas in chat because I'm out of ideas. I've thought so much.
What
Go on.
what if the outpost bots use their ability when they popped, and then 10 seconds later use it again, or something like that? They do two ability uses rather than one.
But then you'd have
Some
Chromia going for a minute with a shock tower.
Yeah, she's tough.
You know what I mean? I don't think that's fair. And then you'd be maybe, but then if you don't use a combiner, it's not fair having everyone use two abilities, is it? Really? You know,
Yeah.
I thought about some sort of structure at first. I thought some sort of structure that you have to destroy before your combiner dies or whatever, and your combiner pretty much is immortal until you destroy this structure. Then I thought everyone's just gonna put it behind the HQ and make it so you can't destroy it, and then surround it so you can't do that even. Then someone said, why don't you just make it so sack attacks you can't pop the outpost? And we're like, well, then everyone will just rush around them. With all just have a team of sack bots just sacking the whole base, and the outpost will never pop. So it's so hard. And then someone said like, oh well, decrease the radius, but then it's easier to avoid outposts. So you want them to pop, but then you don't want them to pop, but you want them to pop and do damage, but then it's so hard. I've honestly I can't think of anything really that's you know. See here that Mike Berger's put, what if the op bots work like Chromia? Make it so you can't waste their abilities. Chromia sits there and waits. Well, she doesn't actually. She actually does put a shot tower down most of the time. But I think it's a bit of a bug where she doesn't. It depends. I think it depends on if your bot finishes the ability or whether your bot dies. If it dies or doesn't finish its ability off, she doesn't drop the tower until the bot lands. So then she waits until your bots drop to drop the tower. I think that's what the bug is. Well, it's not a bug really, but that's the way it works. Um, so make it so they don't waste Chromia. So make it so they don't waste their abilities. But how do you make them so they don't waste it? How? Do they pause? Do they stop using their abilities? But then, how hard is it to program them to? But then they wouldn't attack your combiner. They'd have to pause. You'd have to pause, and your combiner will only attack the combiner defenses, and maybe the outpost bots don't transform, and they just wait and be like in stasis until your bots come back. Maybe. But then, do
Hmm.
you just sacrifice Goldfire, let them use their abilities on Goldfire, and then drop your combiner anyway, and then use them anyway? So,
Yeah.
these, every time I try and think of something in a good way, I think of some other reason not to. But yeah,
Right now, about the best thing you can do is just level your outpost spots up as high as you can and make them
true,
as tough as possible.
true, true. Anyway, Six Axion, how are we looking? Let's have a look. What do you think of this base then? What do you think?
Well, it is split, I see.
Yep, so it's
So this
50-50
is
split. 50-50 looks pretty much.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty solid. Pretty solid base.
Yeah, I'm struggling to
I
find
don't
much wrong with it, really.
right, that's yeah, that's what I'm looking for too.
So I'm
Um
looking for, is it rushable? Which it's not. It's not rushable at all. You could probably cut pull it. It's quite an easy cut pull, but I think a lot of bases are. It depends what outpost bots he's got as well, so you can't really say that because if he's got Chromia in there, it's gonna be a struggle. If he's got Slash in there, Swoop, it's gonna be a bit of a struggle. But yeah, I think the MDS
again,
could better utilized maybe be on the corners there. They're the first thing they'll attack when they go up. Has he got it on plasma? I think maybe I think he got it on plasma actually. So being on plasma will give him good range. That's not too bad.
with all the he's obviously 7 HQ 17 or whatever, so he could
Yeah,
be hitting the prime league with the buildings, the resource buildings exploding, doing damage, and he's got those down around the
yeah,
front.
good
That
point.
makes it tough.
Yeah,
That's a good design there. I like this one. This is tough.
yeah. I mean, I can see a few people mention about his walls, but how do we know that that's the last thing that I upgraded. That's the last thing that I upgraded. And let's be honest, he's
Oh
got he's
yeah,
got one outpost to go, and then he's got 5 walls to go. So,
yeah.
things take time. So, I'm not going to criticize the guy because he's not quite upgraded yet. I don't think you can do. Don't get me wrong. If those
No,
walls were HQ 14, 15 walls, then yeah, I'd be criticizing him but they're only one level lower. They're HQ 16 walls that he's just not had the resources or chance to upgrade yet. They're not drastically low. It's not like all his walls are low. I'd be like, listen, you need to get the walls upgraded pretty quicker than that. If his base is whole maxed
right.
out anyway. But he's got one outpost not maxed, so he's obviously midway through maxing it. The only criticism I'd have
Yeah.
is that if you look at the top, you can jazz 2 beams and a launcher all in one. And I think the shield generator is behind the HQ, it looks like, 'cause I can't see it. So the shield generator will protect maybe the 2 beams, but then if you hit jazz right on this section here, this will do damage to that, all 3 of those, and that as well. Take them 4 out. I'll leave the beam behind maybe. And then you do the same with there with Jazz. 1, 2, 3, 4. It hits all them 4 there. You could use the boost or another bot there. So basically up top, all you've got is the 2 MDS. And they're not the best situated. So what I'd probably do is I'd probably swap the launchers, these ones, for those because the MDS are higher HP, they won't get one-shotted by Jazz. Not a chance that they get one-shotted by anything except a high-level jet. I mean, my jet fires 64-10 to one-shot MDS. So I'd swap the MDS around there with the launchers. The launcher will still hit and the MDS will. And then I'd maybe So that MDS there, and I'd maybe put the beam lasers somewhere else. I'm not too sure, but you need to separate them. They're a bit too close behind, too close to each other. I get he's got shield generator and healing cores, but just to take the core out as well. Just to take that whole section out. But
If
yeah,
Jazz can survive the bottom section,
yeah,
he's a
true.
gunner. He's got to survive that. But then you have Alita who could pop up there too. So
Yeah,
she also does area effect. So yeah.
yeah. A bit. I don't think she'd one shot it. A bit less damage, but it's just a
No,
bit clumped
no,
for me.
no.
It's a bit like that's the only criticism really. But I like it. Yeah, I'd give it a nine
Yeah,
out
I
of
like.
10. I'd say this
Yep.
is probably the most solid base we've had so far, maybe.
There was that other one that was a 9 that was really good too. But yeah, I'd give this one a 9.
I'm trying to see
What
it
was the
now.
other one?
Yeah, it was can't find it. Oh well, never mind.
We should have we should have wrote these
There it is. There, yeah,
down.
that's the one there. So I think
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one's better. I
that
think
was
this one's not as good. I think Six Axis is better. For me, that's the best one I've seen yet. I think most solid, but I wouldn't say it's very unique. You know, I like it though. What would you give it?
I don't care about I don't care about unique so long as it wins. Um I would give it a 9 also, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but don't forget the hardest bases are the ones that are unique because they're the ones that you haven't seen before and you struggle against. Let's be honest. I'm
Right.
sure you have
But
as well. There's some bases that come up and gone, what the hell's that? And I've looked and gone like, how am I going to attack that? Then in some bases you go, yeah, I have to do that, and just skip on and go and attack because you don't see it before. So
right.
sometimes uniqueness is good. Then we got Iron Brew. Now, I wanted to point this out because this, for me, this is what you need to do in base design. Utilize this the most you can because it shows you where your damage zones are. I use this a lot to see where my kill boxes, where my high damage zones are. So you can see here that it's trying to path the box inwards, and all these white lines, you can see it's almost solid white because that's his kill box. Then they're going to walk around there, dash over the kill box as well. So it's important that that section there is the most hit section. So, I like the fact that he's just utilised that for a start. Utilise that a lot. Um, Going to the base design, pathing's good. The walls path you one way, then path you outwards, then path you back in again. Defenses
Mhm.
are, well behind the HQ. Again, I don't like having a beam and a launcher together. Yes, you'd need to be very high level to take them out, so maybe not because he's not quite upgraded to max yet. So maybe not, but I think that, you know, yeah, he's got his MDS set on glass gas, which suits the when they're walking round. I think that if I've seen similar bases to this, and I think my tanks would have a bit of a nightmare on this base. To be honest with you, what do you think?
Mhm. Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be tough. Especially if you're going to try to walk it. You're going to really struggle, I think.
Yeah,
Um
but is it rushable? I think it might
it,
be.
it could be rushable up the sides, and then that would totally negate one or two of the outpost spots as you go up one side too,
Yeah,
which is
you definitely
also
go. If you rushed up this side, you definitely negate this, and you think about it. You're skipping out 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll still hit you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, 10. 10 defenses and 2 outposts. That's a lot of defenses to skip and outposts. But I don't think it's disastrous. We used to see a lot of these bases at HQ 16. I call them elongated bases where they're very long, the base. And that's why we saw a lot of warpath attacks at the time. Because the base was very long. And then people started going back to time traps again because people were using warpath a lot. And now, because of sack techniques, we've seen a lot of bases being designed around trying to stop you from sacking, being the outpost being spaced out. Where at one time you wouldn't want that because you think, oh, someone's going to do a cut pull. Don't put your outpost at the side of the map. So you get different advice really depending on your HQ level. But yeah, I like this base. It's not disastrous. I
I
like it.
like. Yeah,
What do you reckon?
yeah, I like it. I reckon I'd give that one an 8.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'd agree with that. So yeah, not a bad design. I like the fact it pass you in and out. You want base. The walls. Look at the walls. None of them are enclosed. Not a single wall's enclosed, which means they're being utilised for pathing solely. that's their primary cause, and that's what you want. So yeah, I like that. Cool base.
Yep.
Make sure you do that, guys. I'm not saying when you send your picture in. What I'm saying is when you design your base, make sure you're looking at that and seeing what's covered. It shows you where the behind your HQ covered. It shows you, your kill box zones. Make sure you're utilizing that to good effect. Next, we have Warpath. This is another reason I wanted to show this as well. I like the fact that he's put the names of what bots he's got in his. We do this in our alliance, in our base things when we put our bases in, and so we can give recommendations on which bots to put where. So that's a good tip that when you are sharing your bases with your, your fellow um, members in your alliance,
Well,
it's good to put these names on so people can see. If you want to copy it, then you can see what bots you've got in there. Yeah. So what do you think of the base though?
I like this one. It's gonna create a problem with that big dead zone because your bots are gonna stay all down low trying to fight through all these defenses before they want to move up, and you can't rush that one.
This is an anti-goalie
Uh,
base, basically. It is. That's
yeah,
exactly what it is.
yeah,
Because you can't get goal fire from there all the way up there. You can't.
right.
Um, but I think we tested these sort of anti-goalie bases, and we just found cut pulls were really easy, didn't we? When we tested it, and
Yeah,
we tried it with Chromia to stun cup. We tried it with blades. We literally sat there, didn't we?
after break.
We tried. We sat there, didn't we? For what was it? A good 2 hours, maybe even
Yeah,
longer, just saying like, listen, let's try and make it anti-goalie base. Let's try and do it to stop people trying to attack. Let's try and get there. And I tried and failed, and then you told me you'd done it, and I think I'm like, yeah, go on, let's have a look at it. And I was like, yeah, you can just do that. And you changed it, I was like, yeah, now you can just do that. And you changed it again, I was like,
yeah.
now you can just do cup. And you you were just tearing your hair out like, "Argh!"
And as you can see, I tore it all out.
It is pretty much
So,
impossible to do an anti-goalie base. And then when you do an anti-goalie base, then it's just such an easy cut pull. It's ridiculous. So because you're looking here, you
well,
just
again, that
pops now, jump,
that
jump,
that goes,
drag them up.
yeah, that goes back to the. There's always a way to beat a base.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
I'm trying to rate
100%.
it on, a couple things as far as if I'm just rating and I run into this base and I don't have a chance to build a specific team for this base, how am I going to fare? And then also on the, hey, if this is a war base and I've got time to prepare, what method is it going to take? And this base is pretty solid. I think that anti-Goldie, yes, but I think that what I've seen on my base that I tried to build to be anti-Goldie is it gets walked a lot. So
Yeah.
I think the guys that do the walking, they just start on one side and just slowly walk through it, taking it a defense at a time.
Well,
So,
to be honest, with you, what I found is though a way around this is to do goal fire in the bottom section and combine it, and that takes a lot of this section out because you're focusing all your goal fire in one solid section. And with blaster
mhm.
and snarl, I would literally, I would probably usually age with a combiner, let snarl and blaster do a lot of damage, take it out, and then I'd probably walk it with two healers, trying to save as many ability points as I can. So when you get up near Chromia, especially with jets or with blades, try and take these out. I mean, there's only six defenses. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven defenses up top. So if you've got two jets or you've got blades or a bot, an AOE bot like that, or a one-shot bot, you can take a lot of these defenses out, and then when Chromia does hit you, you can just pretty much sit there and take it because you're not getting hit by anything else. Especially running two healers. I've done that a few times. When we're running two healers, I've took all the bottom section out, let Chromia hit me. Don't worry about it too much. I mean, you got to take time into consideration, but don't worry about it too much. Let Chromia just hit you because Chromia doesn't do much damage. What the problem with Chromia is that she stuns you, so other defenses hit you. That's a big problem. But if there's no defenses hitting you, not a big problem.
Well,
So
that and
yeah,
the fact that as you're walking it, if you throw Blaster's minions up there or something to trip her prematurely,
yeah. That's why I have Rook in my
that
team for the same
that's
thing, and then I use my jet to even take out the shock tower. So there is ways around Chromia.
what's the point of the walls on the far left and right that are coming back down towards the
These ones here,
no come nope, the other ones right
them ones.
there, yeah.
I think he's trying
Nope.
to stop someone from rushing. I think
Yeah, there, but those other ones that are right beside the shock tower and the energon storage,
this one.
that wall right there, yeah. if you've got those other ones going up, which I like because it's going to keep the bots coming back down. But these here, I think the point is if you launch there, the bots are going to go up that little area first before they go over to the shock tower.
I
But
don't
I'm not
think you
sure.
need it. I
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
that's what I'm thinking. I don't think they're needed.
I'm trying to just work out now with pathing wise, but I don't. I think these was a bit of waste actually. I do agree with that.
That's what I'm
You
thinking. I'm
probably
thinking that
utilize
the
these
bots will
better
be
at the
shooting.
bottom down here, maybe in some way. But again, I do listen. We know the struggle of trying to create an anti-goalie base, how hard it is. So putting more walls in spaces these out, puts them a bit closer to the top, makes them closer for goal fire. So yeah, I don't think they're very useful the walls, but I also understand that it's hard. You could even maybe I don't know
Right.
make a sort of maze in here maybe some way to make your
That's
bots path
that's
the wrong
exactly
way.
what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just make this
And
a
that
little bit
way
of a
when it
maze and to push your bots all over the show to try and path them differently to try and maybe pop Chromia and not have to use Blaster's minions. And but no, it's a decent base. We see this a lot. I like the fact he's put the, what um outpost spots he's got in. We utilize that a lot,
yeah.
especially like I said, Virginia or Alliance is a good tip. That's why I wanted to put it in because it's a good tip just to put your bot names like that. But yeah, a really good attempt, a really good attempt at anti-goalie base. I like it. Yeah. What would you give it then?
I like it. I would give this one a 9 also. One thing I would change if it's available to, I can't remember who you said this base belongs to, but I understand what you're doing with
Warpath.
Snarl down there. Okay, Warpath. I understand what you're doing with Snarl down there and doing the damage, and I'm sure he's probably one of your strongest spots. But if you've got a Blades or really Blades is the one. If I always recommend having Blades in an outpost because if somebody drops a bunch of high level bots right there to try to walk it, Blades is going to cause a lot of havoc by hacking them all.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'd probably give it a 9 as well. I'd definitely copy this base and give it a try. It's definitely not a disaster. You know, it's pretty decent. So yeah, not
Yeah,
a
it's
bad
decent.
base. Not a bad. Okay, and then we've got Goose. After all, it's just another brick in the wall. Wow.
I feel the need to redesign. What is wrong with that?
We should just quote like 80s songs and 80s films on these, honestly. Wow, honestly.
Goose.
This
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the actual base itself is nice, it's symmetrical, it works, it's okay. I mean, the 3 point building at the top is a bit different, but I understand that. I have problems with that. Sometimes I might have a 3 point
Mhm.
building on one side, and I've asked the apes actually to resize this just for symmetry, for the simple reason making it symmetrical. But then the apes came back with the fact that they like the fact that it makes it so you can't do certain things and it's not symmetrical. But I think he's made a lot of effort in this top section from here upwards to make it symmetrical, and then I think he's run out of time. I think he's just.
Oh, I don't
I
know.
think he's made his base. He's got to there, and his mum's gone. Tea's ready. Right, put that there. Put that there. Right, I'm coming. I'm coming. And got for his tea, and then just posted it and left it because
Uh,
I don't understand these walls. What the?
Yeah, those I understand. Okay, the thought is if I put a bunch of walls there, the bots are going to be slow hammering through the walls. But
Well, they'll just go through that one.
that's just not true.
They'll just go through that
Well,
one. Go through that one, and then shoot over this wall as well. So, oh no, this is a perfect
well,
example
that
of
and
poor walls.
sludge and all the stuff we've talked about before.
Yeah, but you
So
know what the
yeah, it's
worst thing about this is? The worst thing. Those other bases were lower HQs. So you can maybe say maybe they're not experienced enough to know that. This guy's a max base. He's max. He's HQ
yeah.
17 and still doing this with walls. Oh, days. Come on, man. I need to do a wall video. There's something you could do. Walls. A video on walls. You could easily do a whole
Okay.
series on walls. Honestly, because some of these people honestly don't know how to use walls at all. I'm
Well,
appalled.
if I had a test account, is Dale in the chat? I don't
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
know. Hint, hint.
But no, I like the fact that the walls are symmetrical. I'll give him a point just for that. That's good
they're,
going to
they're
get all
not
those
though. Look,
symmetrical.
look, look,
No, they are
look
there.
at the
No,
right
yeah,
side.
but yeah, yeah. There's that one there. I think again. Let's no. Let's give the benefit of the doubt that his tea was ready. I mean, you got a choice between putting that one wall there or your tea going cold. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt of that one. because I feel sorry for the guy
For
because we're absolutely slating his walls here. Let's be honest. So I'll give him a
for the
point for that
sake
one
of
wall.
T, we'll give.
But yeah, no, 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 no. And then, like I said, but even these aren't equal. So he's just got to there. He's honestly got to there, and then I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. He's given up. He's
Maybe
given
he
up.
just didn't know what to do with the walls. Maybe that's what his thing was. He just didn't know what to do.
And why has he put mines there? Is this an
Probably
anti?
trying to stop a rush.
I know what he's done. It's an anti-nose cone base. That's what he's done.
Well, nose cone is a problem.
Nose cone, the most overpowered bot in Earth Wars. Yeah, it's protecting against nose cone. Good anti-nose cone base. I like it. Yeah, can't get through there without
Hmm.
getting stunned. Double the walls up. Can only go through the middle. Pathing them through the middle, making sure they go through there. It's a good anti-nose cone base. I like it. Yeah. So, what would you give it out of 10?
Well, although it's a good anti-nose cone base, being anti-nose cone means it's vulnerable to every other bot in the game. So just because of that lower section, just because of that lower section, I'm rating this one a 3. It's he's got to do something with the walls.
I've
Right
got
now they're not doing it.
I've got to go 2 because the HQ17. There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it when you're HQ17. I'm sorry, but you're at the top of the game. You're at the peak of the game. Everything's maxed out. I'm trying to find something that's not. I'm pretty sure every single thing is maxed out. And yeah, you've got to be. I mean, like I said, let's joking aside. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. I like it. If I'm gonna judge a base, then I'm gonna judge it on that as well. But it's got to be functional, and it's not. It's not functional at the top level of the game. So yeah, as I can see in the chat, rip. Yeah, definitely rip base, as in rip that up, shred it, throw it in the bin, and then get a blank sheet out and start again.
Uh,
But yeah, listen, if you're struggling with base design as well, look at this video, but go and look at the top guys in the game. Especially if you're a HQ17. Go and look at the top guys in the
yeah.
game. Go look at Grand Times base, go and look at all them bases, and then, you can utilize one of them. But yeah, really poor. Okay, next we're skipping a few, we've got Blue Man. An old ARC member. Now, I laugh at this. I'm not gonna lie, because he's put, I think he's not gonna put. He goes, since it's not built them yet, purple square is where the combiner beacon will go, and the yellow square is where the shield gen will go. Okay, that's fine. Well,
All right.
hang on. Before you start thinking about your shield gen, you need to start upgrading your mortars before we even start thinking about that. I mean, we've got a HQ 17 base, and he's already talking about his shield generating his combiner lab before he's even upgraded the rest of it. I mean,
And are those
that
level
mortar,
1 walls on the left?
yeah, I think so. And that,
No,
well, no, they're the
up
extra
higher.
walls. They're the
Yeah.
extra walls you get. But that mortar, I could be wrong, but I think that's HQ 15. Is it?
No, it's hard to tell.
Because that mortar can't be upgraded because his storages are all. So that mortar can't be upgraded yet. I'm thinking, why is that one showing an upgrade and that one's not? Because that one's a lower level. So that must be a
Yeah.
lower level mortar. That outpost as well. Has he got that with HQ17? Do you get an extra? You don't get an extra mortar, do you? With HQ17, do you?
I don't think so. Look.
I can't remember what you get with HQ17. I don't think it's an extra mortar. I'm pretty sure. Someone can say in the chat. Someone might even know what level that is, but it's very low level.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think we need to upgrade. I mean, that is a H. I think that is a HQ. I think that is a HQ 16 launcher, and then that is 15. It's really rushed. And we talked earlier about rushing bases. Now, I understand getting to HQ 17 quicker because you get extra ability, extra time on your battles. So you get 3.5 minutes in wars. You get the extra ability points as well to attack. So if I had one or two defenses left over, or maybe a few defenses left over, and I had a choice between upgrading my HQ now and getting those ability points and getting that extra time, and then upgrading those later, I would choose that to get those things. But this guy's rushed far too much. Far too much. It's like he's rushed 2 HQs above. Rush a HQ to the next level, then build it back up again. Then catch up. Don't keep rushing because then you really struggle then. to catch up as well.
Right.
And but yeah, it worried me. I'm not. It's a worry.
Um, uh, yeah,
That'll do. That'll do.
that'll do.
The base design
Yeah.
is not appalling. I get why he's putting the stuff where he is. This is, I think this is a bit of a worse version. I know worse is not a word. I keep telling Jacob that worse is not a word, but it's a worse version of the one we saw before, where it pathed inwards and pathed outwards and pathed back in again. But these walls are a
Mhm.
lot longer, so the problem there is that they don't path as well. If you look back at the previous one, if I can find it again, give me a second. So looking at that one, you can see it's
Yeah.
very tight knit. That's what you want because the bots get hit by other defenses. Whereas that one, the walls were a lot longer, so it doesn't work as well. So yeah, I'm not too happy with that. So you need to upgrade this. You need to get it higher up, get it up to at least HQ 16 before you go to 17. You know, you can rush one HQ level. I'll give you that one. You know, I get it, rushing that one to get that extra bot in your squad. I mean, I'm HQ 15 on China, and I want to get 16 as soon as I can to get an 8 bot shuttle. So I understand rushing to 16 to get an 8th bot, but then I'm not going to then rush to 17 until I've got all my base up to 16 or close by. You know, it's what's reasonable. But yeah. So what would you give it out of 10 then?
Um, I'm giving that one like a 4 because
Yeah,
it's just got to it's got to get upgraded. It's got to get yeah, and I think the design as a whole doesn't really work great. Like we were talking about with the walls. I think it needs to put a little more thought into that.
yeah. Yeah, I'll give it a 4 as well. I mean, I'm not too sure how many walls he's got. I mean, one. No, I'm gonna give it a 3. I just realised that he's got one wall, two wall, three wall, four wall, five wall, six wall, seven wall, eight, nine walls. He hasn't got 9 walls at HQ 17. You don't get 9. I'm sure you don't get 9 walls. And I definitely upgrade them higher than what they are. I get them might
Mhm.
not be maxed, but you know, I don't want to start delving into it about how much is not marked because there's quite a lot that needs addressing quickly and get it get it leveled up quickly. Okay, next one. Volcanicus. So we've got this again of these honeycombs. I don't think they work. I really don't. We've got all the outposts down the bottom. Very easy cut this, I think. Very easy cut base. The defenses that he's got close
Yeah.
to it are short range. Very easy cut base. And again, this is HQ 17. The walls are a bit lower level, but you know,
I like
definitely.
the idea at the bottom of kind of trying to path all the bots in. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't like honeycombs like this. I don't mind one or two, but I don't like
Yeah,
lots like that. It's
he's
just easy to
he's
break
got to.
through.
You got to have some stronger defenses in the back to help protect that HQ
Yeah,
there.
yeah. He's very much front loaded, but I don't know. I'm just not happy with it with that. Very easy cut. I mean, the shield generator's there. I mean, you can't take that out with. Can you take shield generator out with silver bolt? Because it used to be you
No,
couldn't. But
I
yeah, they
don't think
kept
he
that.
can.
They kept that. Yeah, yeah. Because they took away the stun, but kept the damage to certain things. But he can shoot MDS and smart and MDS and um, shock towers. But I'm trying to think in what. Oh no, that's what it is. Sorry, yeah, I just realised what it was. It's with the anti EMP cores. So his EMP goes away, but the damage stays. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, yeah. I couldn't remember. I remember thinking some way they removed the EMP, but they kept the damage. And I thought it was for that, but it's not. Yeah, it's under the build bots. So yeah, it can't one shot that. So I'm trying to think of how I would take out that shield generator, because that is quite well protected. To be fair.
Well, yeah, but I would if I was going to cup this base, I'd launch one side or the other, jump up and hit the missile launcher that's on that side, then jump up behind the base, and even with the shield up, there's not enough really to hit me.
And you could just put Springer with him.
You could do that
Take up
also,
there and
yeah.
Springer, and like you said, keep the shield generator intact and still take it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah, quite. I think it's quite poor, to be honest with you, for that reason. That one reason. There's certain things that are like sort of almost unforgivable. I mean, you can't have bases that can be cupped now. You can. This, everyone knows how to cup a base
Yeah.
now. Everyone knows about that.
Right.
You know, when cup first came out and people started doing it, you see a lot of bases that are cuppable. You go in zone 13 with a level 50 cup and going solo bases. It was a great time to be going, leveling bots because you're getting loads of XP. When back then it was less XP, but you're getting loads of XP and no one cottoned onto it. And slowly but surely, but I'm going back here 3 years. This is even before the backdoor attacks. I mean, just purely just HQ 14,
Yeah.
15, soloing cup on a base. You're talking 3 years ago. That's enough time to learn how to defend against cup, you know. And I get
Yeah.
some
It's no
bases.
secret anymore.
Yeah, I get some bases you might say we can use Silver Bolt, and that's still a bit forgivable because it's quite hard to defend against everything. But there's if any base can get defeated by one bot, it's really poor. And then I think after that, then it's Prime Rush. You can't have a base that's Prime Rushable. You can't. Not easily anyway. That's unforgivable as well.
And nose coneable. Don't forget about that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. You can't have a nose clonable base. Yeah, you cannot have a nose clone base. No, no.
I think the winner of who's getting rinsed the most is nose cone.
He doesn't. Honestly, he gets rinsed enough. Wow. So what do you think then? What do you think out of 10?
Well, I tell you what, I was gonna score it a little bit higher till you just pointed out all that stuff. I'm going more like a probably a 4 on this one, just because it's so cuppable.
I was gonna give it a 3 for that simple reason, honestly. But I think literally a simple fix is just taking these four walls out and putting the HQ there, and putting these shock towers, swapping them with the beam lasers, putting the beams, all this behind the HQ again, and putting the HQ there, and having everything behind it makes it a lot harder. So I think that
Yeah,
putting the HQ there would solve that issue. I really do. And then having a bit of a jig round, obviously, of these because they're just wasted up there. But a bit of a jig round, but putting the HQ there will help it a lot. I think. Yeah. Okay,
yep.
next one. So this is an interesting one. So this is leader one, and do you know leader one? Do you know him?
The GoBot? No.
No. Very, very high level player. Very high level player that I know
Okay.
quite well, and talk to quite a lot. And he said that his base gets defeated quite a bit in wars. To give you an idea, I think he's got more 5 stars than you, without a doubt.
Wow.
I think he might be even top 10 in the leaderboard collections leaderboard. I think he's very high level anyway. Decent top guy, really top guy, but very high level. And he said his base is getting smashed in wars, and I thought I'd have a look at it. And
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, other than what we said earlier about being about sludge walks, and we talked about rushing, but you got enclosed walls. That if you put cup here and you rush to there, the bots will they go through there? Will they go round? I'm not too sure. You are skipping a lot, but I don't know if he's referring to Goldfire. The cushion reports, yeah, first in collection leaderboard. So he is first in the collection leaderboard. So he's pretty much got every single
Wow.
bot in the game. So yeah.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I can't see anything disastrously wrong with it. I just think it's got to a point where
Yeah.
base design's a bit irrelevant nowadays.
Yeah, obviously he's getting warred on in top wars. I
Yeah,
mean, top players are lots
he's
of 5
a
stars, probably
S7.
maxed.
S7 he plays in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, the only one criticism, or not well, I guess criticism, maybe open up there in front of the HQ to help funnel
yeah,
bots in,
yeah,
rather than closing it. Maybe
yeah.
those walls where they're like honeycombed a little bit, and then there's that little wall off to the side. I don't know.
I
There's
don't think
not
it's that
really
bad.
much. I mean, it's no, you just get up to a point where, like I said, every base is beatable.
Yeah,
Like
he's got resource
I
borders up
don't
front. I'd maybe put Well, yeah, I don't know. I like it. Yeah, I think it's fine as it is. He's got resource buildings up front to try and, do that damage from Prime League effects. So I think he's made some recent changes. The high point buildings up top there, well out the way. He's got a shield generator well out the way with two launchers, which are gonna, affect. And the beam lasers behind the HQ, the mortars behind the HQ. So your bot's gonna get to there and hit the HQ, and then you're gonna have all this bombarding you while you're at these outposts. But then you're gonna gold fire it. And then the problem is that you got gold fire, gold fire, gold fire. So, and once you put a combiner down, especially a combiner like Defensor, which we obviously use a lot for this reason, a lot of this section's gonna be gone. Because again, with a
Right.
guy at that level, he's gonna have some high level cores. Because he obviously puts a lot of money and effort into the game. He's gonna have top level cores. And once you've got the age, and once you've got, you know, um, hack and things like that on top level cores and top level bots, they're going to make short work of that base. It's going to absolutely smash it. You know, when you use the age, if there's not a lot of defenses round and they've got a water to defense it, it's not as effective. So these clumped up bases like this, Goldfire and the age is a walk in the park with defense. So it really is. But again, you can't defend against everything. You really can't.
Right.
Um,
I don't
but yeah,
I don't know that my base stops very many people in Prime League either. I think
yeah.
generally I get walked over too. So
Well, my
I
base
mean,
is actually base one, usually in wars, because I still have a couple of
mhm,
silver cores on my build bot cores because I prefer functionality over what's just what I've got the best of. Because if I've got say flare mines G metal, but I've designed my base around stopping people using Star Saber, well then flare mines are no real use to me really. I'm going to use anti EMP and stun. So I'd rather have a
mm,
silver anti EMP which suits what my base is designed around than a G metal for the sake of it. It's like if I had the choice between a gold Cybertron charge and a G metal slowdown, I'd choose the gold Cybertron charge because the slowdown I don't really think is that good, even though it's G metal. So that would raise my base up in the rankings. But then, I think how effective the core is more important than what whether it's gold or G metal or not. You know.
right, right.
But without even looking at it, I'll tell you right now that he'll have all G metals. If someone can go look at his base if they want. But yeah, his base will all be G metals. I guarantee it. Maxed out bots. This will be max the hill. And like I said, I don't think it's a bad base design.
I don't think it's a design flaw. I think
No.
it's just you're
Yep.
playing in the top league and everyone's
Yep.
super strong. So
Yep. Is
um,
a yeah. Let's be honest. There's a problem with base design at the minute. Again, the problem was that they had a problem with base design and base was too hard. Then they brought out HQ 17 and combats, and it made it quite easy. Then they brought 17.5 out, and it was quite hard. But then everyone turned to sack attacks, and it's made them quite easy again. So I think that once hopefully the apes will address sack attacks in some way, it'll make it really hard again. I really do. I would like to walk this base. Put it that way. But
yeah.
that's for another day.
The only thing I would recommend as far as a change would be opening up that top section a little bit to
Yeah.
path bots towards nets. And
Yeah,
I don't
true.
know that that's going to help that much, really. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. So what would you rate it out of 10?
oh gosh, 9.
Yeah. I'd do the
Uh,
same. I think it's good
Probably.
design. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I think it is too. It's
Yeah.
just like again, you're just battling the best, so
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah. I can't really criticize it. Yeah. To be fair. Then we've got Barry Allen, a good friend of mine who manages the China server on my Discord.
Fast.
Say what? What'd you say? What'd you say?
You said Barry Allen. I said he's fast because he's the Flash. Comic books. Barry Allen's the Flash.
Oh,
Never mind.
okay.
Back to Transformers.
That's why I didn't hear what you said. I heard you say that. And I was like, what? He's fast? Do you know the guy? Like, I was like, I didn't get the reference at all. I've obviously heard of The Flash, but I don't watch it enough to know. But, okay. Fair enough. Now I know. You know what, though? I'll never forget that now. That's it. I'll never forget it. But yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh, my day. Okay, so let's have a look at it. I don't think it's too bad. It's not rushable. Now, we, you remember the old Spatial base that he designed? Everyone thought they could rush, and you couldn't rush.
Hmm.
And you thought, oh, rush around the edge of the walls, and they didn't. They all rushed through the
Right.
middle. And then everyone started using gunner teams. They started doing rush with just gunners to make them go around the wall. So the problem is, if you try and rush this base, the gunners will go around the outside, the tanks go in the middle, and people want you to do that. They want you to try and rush it. So this is an anti-rush base, basically. Um, and they're quite good defenses, quite good bases in terms of defense. You see a lot of these walls, top levels, these sort of U-shaped walls. And you see them inverted the other way. So when they're this way, they're used to path round and try and path your bots separately. When they're used the other way, it's to entrap your bots and path them inwards. So you can use them to split them up, or you can use them to force them in, depending on which way you flip them around. So he's also using this to path your bots and separate them. But yeah, I think it's a decent design, to be fair. Yeah.
Is this from the China server?
Yes, good.
Not
Yeah.
not that it matters, but I just noticed
Well
it looks a little
noticed.
different
Yeah,
on.
I've just seen that there. And it's basically yes. So it is from a China server. So it is. Yeah, it is.
And I think this is our first Decepticon base, isn't it?
No, we've seen a few. Yeah,
Did did we see a few? All right.
yeah,
Okay.
sure we did.
Uh,
I'm sure we have. There's at least I remember at least one. So yeah.
okay.
But let's be honest, no
Okay.
one likes Decepticons anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well,
So yeah.
that's because you can't trust them. All right. Yeah, I think
True.
this is pretty solid. Pretty solid. Yeah, you're not gonna
Yeah,
rush it.
I'm not happy with this right now because we're getting some good base designs and I'm not rinsing anyone. So I'm not happy about this. So I might just have to rinse someone for the hell of it in a minute because yeah. Does this even count though on China server? Does it count? I don't know. I need an excuse to rinse
Yeah, but
someone.
it's half the price though.
Okay. Only gets half the marks being on China. Okay. So what do you give it out of 5 then?
Uh, out of five, I'd probably give it like a 3.5, maybe, or out of
No.
10, we're probably
Yeah.
looking at like a 8, I would think.
Yeah, I'd probably give it an 8. It's decent. Yeah, it looks all evenly upgraded. It's decent level. The walls around the HQ, I get what he's trying to do to stop you going up there and try and slow you
Yeah.
down. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Who have we got next? So next, we've got to do this. We've got Righteous, who's one of our moderators who sent it in. So, what do you think of this design?
What's up top up there? Sure. Oh, I see. There's beam lasers up
Two
there, right?
beams, two turrets, two
Cannon.
cannons, another beam
Oh,
laser, two shock towers, and
okay.
a patch to the pear tree.
Well, we see these kind of time traps pretty often. The
Yeah,
split, the 50 with the time trap at the bottom. Um, they can be tough, for sure.
he's copied this base off
Uh,
again, Spazial, who's quite a well, very good base designer. One of the most unique base designers in Earthwar, one of the top players. And basically, let's be honest, he designs a base, and everyone in the game copies it because he designs
right,
it. It works well. Everyone in the game copies it, and then all of a sudden, the base is awful because everyone knows how to beat it because everyone's copied it. So I wanted to
right,
include this just to say that when you are copying some of the top guys' bases, just be careful, a bit wary what you're choosing because everyone does that. So if you are going to do that, be prepared that people are going to know that base. So maybe not start at the top number one, which everyone does. Just go to the top base and go, I'll copy that. He's number one, I'll copy that one. And everyone does that. So maybe look a bit further down to the top 10 or 20 and then, you know, and maybe change it a bit. But you got to be careful as well because sometimes you change it for the better. Sometimes you change it for the worse and not realize there's a reason
right.
why certain things are in certain places. So you have to keep that in mind. So then, but you've got to really think about the design and be careful with it. But it is a solid design that a lot of people have problems with. Hence why everyone's copied it. Hence why Spatial had it. But it's not unique by any means. Definitely not unique. He's definitely copied this from
No, we see
Spatial.
this about every war.
Yeah, well, maybe not as much anymore. I think people use it a bit less now because of that reason. That everyone used it. Every man and his dog used it. You know. So, in terms of uniqueness, he gets a 1. Definitely. We see this base so much. Um, but, it
It's
is a
tough
hard
design.
base. It is a hard base. It is a good design. It does work, until you've come up against it 100 times every single war, which we do see a lot of them bases come up. So yeah. So what would you give it out of 10?
Uh, I'm gonna give it an 8 because it is a tough design,
Yeah,
and again, if you're not planning for this base and you hit it, you're like, oh,
yeah,
I don't have whatever, and it could be tough. Yeah, I
yeah.
give it
I'd
an
give it
8,
an 8.
solid
I
8.
think the only thing that lets it down is that it's not very unique at all, and very very widely used. I mean, there's some bases
Mhm.
here that are not unique. We've seen similar before, but this is, I think, to the letter. This is identical to Spazial's base, pretty much. Um, so yeah, I like to if I see a base like this, I like to tweak it a bit. My base is a bit like this, but I tweaked it a bit differently because you don't want it. So someone just looks at it and goes, "Yeah, not to beat that. I've seen that before." I think that's a big letdown, really. So yeah, I maybe swap some things around. But yeah, if you're looking for a solid base design, nothing wrong with copying it. Because it is still a
Right.
good base. So yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Then we've got we're coming towards the last few now. So we've got Autobot Phil, aka Philip Martin, who's a regular on the stream as well. So what do you think of this one?
I think that one looks pretty solid.
Yeah. So yeah, he's got the U-shaped walls again that we talked about. He's got the honeycombs, but we talked about honeycombs and that you don't want too many, and this is a good example of not too many. You know, they're not
Right.
all linked in. There's only two or three, and then they're they've got
Not sure.
it works.
Not sure those squares off the end of the honeycomb are doing any good. Could probably be a little more functional with the walls than
I'm
that.
trying to think if he's using them for pathing for some reason. I'm trying to
Well, if there's
think.
pathing, if they were just a single line, it would be
Hmm.
longer, but I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not too sure they do anything for pathing wise. I'm not too sure, but the rest of it looks all right. He's got
Yeah,
his MDS
looks
set to
solid.
glass gas in a bit of a kill box area. Not a lot of defenses down the bottom, but again, this is what a bit. This is a bit like those bases we saw at HQ 16 a lot when I was doing
Mm.
my cleanup crew. This is the base that I designed cleanup crew for, and it's basically small lot of defenses up top and then very top loaded. But it caused a lot of problems when it came out. This base pretty much. Path's a nightmare because it starts off by pathing your bots up here. Some hit these defenses, some carry along, some try walking round to get to the shock tower to their death pretty much. So it can be a difficult design, but again it's a bit of a no design now. It's put the MDS in and changed it up a bit. It's not identical. It's a bit unique in a way. I've not seen this design as it is a lot, so I like that fact. But it's some
Yeah,
parts of it that aren't unique, like the U-shaped bit and things like that. But yeah, I think it's an alright design. I think it's okay. I think it's
I think it's pretty solid.
yeah. I'm just looking for any more faults in it, but I'm trying to think. Where's the other outpost? There's two. I think maybe the only criticism is you can pop all the outposts right out the middle. So the two in the middle right there, you can literally hit this turret there and pop them two, and literally there and pop them two. So you can pop literally all four outposts in two swipes. So that's probably the only
I wish
criticism. So
I wish we knew who was in his outpost because if we took like those two in the middle and put them in the V shape of the walls there, they would still get popped by the bots. And if it's not like Cheetor or somebody that has got to run around the wall, if it's somebody else, they might even be better off standing behind the wall.
maybe.
I don't know who's in his outpost though.
Yeah, if it's a gunner, yeah, you have to put blades in
Right,
there or
like if
something
it's
like that.
blades, yeah,
Yeah,
right, blades or even
yeah,
Chromio, she could throw her tower and
yeah.
then she'd have time to walk around while they're stunned or something.
That's a good
So,
tip actually. Yeah,
but we don't know
yeah.
we don't
Put
know
gunners
who's in there
behind
though.
walls. Put gunners behind walls because then once they do use their ability and land, they'll continue shooting over the wall. But
Hmm.
then we are presuming that they're not taking the combiner and popping the outpost, and then the combiners dragging them from out of the walls anyway. So again, it's a big problem in the game. But yeah, but yeah, I think it's all right. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not bad. Okay, and then we've got Sharksy. So if you're in my server, you'll know Sharksy quite well. One of my moderators. And he's pretty much come in the chat and said he thinks he's gonna get roasted. And yeah, he is. He is gonna get roasted because he's got these. Why is he? Why do people put sharp mines in these? Why do people put stuff in the squares like that? Build bots I kind of understand to fill it, but it's very easy to sludge. Very easy to sludge.
Yeah, it doesn't really help protect those shark pits any by putting them in there.
I don't think
Gunners
it's.
are going to shoot them anyway.
I don't
Sludge
think
is
it's
going to bust
rushable
them up.
because you can rush up there, but you're not really skipping anything, are you? Really? You know, you're not skipping anything,
Yeah.
so it's not really rushable. But yeah. Give me a minute while I just whack my dog. Oi! Stop! Oi!
Probably could
Stop!
open up that
Oi! Fella! Come here! Come here! She wants to go outside. Give me a second.
Go ahead.
Come on. This is your chance now, grind time. You got to entertain the fans for a minute. This is a big. This is a big chance.
Please stand by. Your attention is very important to us.
How are we doing? Has everyone
Please
left?
stand by.
Has everyone
Okay, we're
left?
back. Nope, we're back. Heck no, I was doing a song and a dance, man. Nobody's leaving
Exactly.
now.
That's why I said everyone left.
So I was getting ready to say before your dog needed attention, maybe if he opened up that bottom section so that bots might path in there, might help
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
a little more effective.
But again,
But
he's done the whole thing of working 90% through the base. He's done his Helios Harvester, so he's a noob straight away. If you've got a Helios Harvester in your base, you're a noob. Straight off, you're a noob. Do you really need... Don't tell me you've done it.
I've done it.
Noob. Noob. Why?
I can't stand the notification staying red on my bar. I've got to build it.
Oh my days, noob. Why? Do you need the resources? Do you need them?
No.
So,
No.
and it's an extra thing
I
to
just
get
want
ability
to
points
be
from.
done.
So why? What's the use of it?
I don't like having the red notification all the time on my thing.
And you call me for liking symmetrical bases, and you don't like a little red sticker thing. My days. Honestly, like it's one of the worst things to come to Transformers Earth Wars. I'll never forget. Right, this is a bit of a funny story. That it got brought to testers saying, "Listen, this is the new thing we're gonna bring out," and not one of us said, "Can we increase the resources out of it?" We're all like, "Can we give it a use? Can we make it do something? Can we give it like damage or a stun?" And the apes were like, "Well, it's kind of surrounded around like green energy. That's the idea behind it, and to make awareness of in some way of green energy. So we don't want to give it any sort of damage or anything in the game apart from to give resources because that's green." And we're like, "Okay, what's the use of it?" Like, and then literally we all started talking. It was like, "Don't even build it. I'm not gonna bother." And literally everyone was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell all my alliance not to build it." And the Eats were looking at this. And we're going, "I'm gonna tell everyone, don't build it." I went on stream and said, "Don't build it." So it's a massive disaster. It's a PR disaster, but
Yeah.
I just don't see the point in it at all. And then you've got even the fact that he can't even make his build bot symmetrical. He's just stuck a random cannon and beam and mortar, just stuck it behind HQ. I just put them there and hope they do a bit. He's even gone to the point of putting the beam laser and the launcher close together. He couldn't even be bothered putting the beam on the other side, so that he can. So the low HP buildings are. And let's not beat around the bush. This is a guy that probably watches every single one of my streams. And he's a moderator in my channel, so he knows my channel well. He knows my videos well, and just chooses to ignore it. So he deserves everything he gets. If you choose to, there's only one thing worse than being a noob, and that's getting good advice and then ignoring it. That's even worse. So yeah, well, I think it's good advice anyway. But yeah, so what do you think on this?
Yeah, I agree. I think the bottom section being big and closed like that doesn't really do any good because gunners are just going to shoot over those walls anyway.
Yeah,
I think it'd be better off to open it up and try to path them in, or path them around or somewhere, uh, rather than that big open spot. And then, yeah, definitely split up that missile launcher and beam laser.
yeah,
Move those around, and yeah.
yeah, definitely. That definitely needs a sorting out. It needs to be aesthetically even, and then yeah, like I said, just for pure ignorance, I'd give it. I don't know. Should I be nasty or should I be kind? Part of me's like, hey, one of moderators, let's take advantage and be as nasty as we
Hmm.
can. And part of me's like, yeah, but he's a cool guy and does help me a lot with my channel. So I'll be a bit, I'll be nice to give him a 5. No, I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah,
I do like the guy,
I'll
but
give him a 5. I'll give him the
yeah,
5 because I think he's not that far away though from being able to make some good changes that's going to help him out quite a bit.
yeah. I just don't like the fact he's got 90%, again, 90% of the way up and then just giving up. Giving up on life. So yeah, not bad. Right, grind time, last time, entertain the kids. Don't lose any viewers.
Okay, let's go. Hey, hey, hey. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. Hey, hey, hey.
Oh my
And we're
days.
back.
I apologize. I apologize, everyone. I apologize for that short interruption. Okay, and then we're on to our final one of the night. We've got grind time from TF Legend Ops.
Oh my, we're doing mine. All right, sweet. You see,
Grind time didn't know we're doing this. Little secret, guys. He's not seen all these bases before, so this is where we rip into grind time's base. So,
all right. You're gonna
which
find my helio harvester first and rip me for that.
oh no, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hang on.
Well, hey, if you can't find it, I'm not gonna point it out.
Where can I find it? This is
It's
really good.
there, I
It's like,
promise you.
where's Wally? I could point just there to your camera, but I mean, I'm like, where the? Are you
It's
trolling
up.
me? Are
It's
you
up
trolling
top.
me?
No, no, it's up. It's up top.
No,
I
it's
think.
not. You don't even know where it is. It's there. You don't even know where it is.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
You
put it down.
designed the base and you can't even find it. Wow. Okay. My days.
So this is the base we worked hard on trying to make an anti-goldfire
And
base
failed. So this is
and
the
failed.
base that we failed on that you're using.
Yeah, this
It's
is
good
my
to know.
failure of a base.
It's good to know that
And
you're
then I
utilizing a failed base.
and then I gave up on life and thought, forget it. It's just gonna have to get walked over until I figure out something better.
And you
So
have look, you've got 2 beam lasers, right? You know, honestly, right? I didn't even look at this base. Honestly, do you remember before the stream? I said to you, I've just got to do something before we start and have a look at something. This is what I was doing, just
yeah,
putting this in there because I didn't want you to see it in the chat. Wow, are you really in the same alliance
yeah,
as me?
I
What
am.
is this? You've got you.
What? Well,
What?
that's double the power. Double the power.
What's double the power?
The two beam lasers. It doubles the power.
Yeah, but why don't you put your shield generator touching them both? If you're going to at least even
Yeah,
think about that, you've got
bad.
2 beam lasers and a MDS all next to each other, not even touching the shield gen. You've got one of them touching the shield gen.
Yeah, I need to
How,
move that shark
how
mine out and
dare
get
you
that
come on
shield.
a stream and criticize people for their base, and yours is like this? What gives you the right?
It just goes to
Oh,
show nobody's perfect, right?
well, I am. I'm a bit perfect.
Yeah, yeah, well.
No, I'm definitely not. Honestly, I got walked over today. I've had to redesign. I tried redesigning my base. I can't redesign it. I'm thinking about scrapping it completely because a guy walked over it with all 5-star bots, and I was still annoyed because he beat it and he lost like one bot. I was like, right,
I,
I'm not having this.
honestly, I'm about ready to ditch this one because I never I never get anyone using the gold fire attack on me. Or
Yeah, but is
once
that
in a
in
while,
raids or
but
wars? Because
wars.
weren't you? Yeah, but you were in war, the lineup, weren't you? In the last war, was it?
A couple wars back, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How did it stand up
And
though?
I don't.
Did it do all right or
I
not?
think I think I had like one or two drops on it, and that's it. So
I mean, don't mention the actual alliance. But what sort of level were they? Was it a top 10 alliance or was it
yeah, it was a track. It was a tracked war.
right? So
Yeah,
decent level then. For those that don't
yeah.
know, we only track high level wars. Lower level ones we participate and win, but the lower ones we don't bother. But yeah, like, well, I can comment because I actually sort of worked you on this, trying to, well, I worked you on it, but I'm not taking credit for that top bit. I'm not taking any. I'm not having nothing to do with that. That is nothing to do with me at all. So let's just get that straight.
Actually, to be honest with you, you didn't because I rearranged that when I threw the
Right?
shark mines up top, and I obviously I didn't pay attention to what that did to my weapons up there, my defenses.
Yeah, it's
I
just
should
a
have
big
paid a
mess.
little better attention to that. So yeah.
But no, I can see where you go. Try going with it with an anti-goalie base. I can see that. I get it. But like we tried, it's almost impossible to do. But
Yeah.
yeah, I presume you got Chromia in the middle outpost at the top.
Chromia is in the top
Yeah, that's a given.
right,
Yep.
and I've got like a Y form of stasis mines between those outposts, so they all get frozen right there. Chromia shocks them right there, and then you got the beam lasers and everything hitting them from the top all at once while they're frozen. The MDSs, all that stuff,
Yeah.
and I believe I've still got Cheetor and the other outpost up there uh, trying to eat them while they're frozen from Chromia,
Yeah. Well, I'd
and then
say,
I've
listen.
got laser prime and blades in the bottom outposts.
Well, if someone wants to copy this, I would literally say, copy this, and then make your own up and ignore that completely. Because again, you're just giving up on life. You've worked hard, and then you've been called for your tea or something, like I said, and then you have to disappear, go and walk your dog or something.
That's
I don't know what's happened up
the
here.
the whiskey kicked in whenever I was doing the
Whiskey.
top part.
so
I
you,
was
so
out.
yeah, so before he started over here, it looks really good. That's after one drink, two drinks. Then you've got the Helios Harvester after about five drinks. Got to eight drinks, and then that's your 10th drink where you just fell asleep. Like, yeah, put it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, but not bad. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, if even had people look at this, if you've had people putting more, uh, asking to be rinsed, even. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's fine.
what do you guys
There's
want?
always
Do you
next
want to
weekend.
do you want to carry on to do a few more, or do you want to stop here? Been doing it for 2 hours. I don't mind doing a few more if people want to do it. I'll tell you what we've got to do though. We've got to do Engineer Hoist, haven't we? He's even asked to be
Oh
rinsed.
yeah.
Go on, give it a rinse.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh my.
oh no, he's done the ultimate sin. Ultimate sin
No.
of not being at all symmetrical. And put a smiley face on. Has he put a smiley
That
face
is
on
a
just for the
smiley
stream?
face.
You should change that to a frown.
Sad face.
Oh man, the outposts are not symmetrical. You can pop all three at once. You got the MDS just sat there on his lonesome. Lonely. And you've got like the beam and launch together, but not even a shield gen round them to one shot them. This can't be his design. This cannot be Engineer Hoy's proper design. It's either that he's quickly, I think, that he's quickly done a bit of a jig round to add this little smiley face on. He's put in the chat that he's never noticed. Not a chance. He's put that smiley face on. There's no way. There's no way that he has done this. No, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I'm not. No, I'm not having someone of his stature in the game to have this. But the top section I ain't too bothered about. It ain't that bad. That it's this bit. It's it, and
Yeah.
even like a smiley face. I'd rather come in the chat and just say, "Yeah, you know what? I just put a smiley face in there last minute," rather than try and BS me in the chat telling me that it never even noticed. Come on,
Well, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Does he have the helio harvester? That's what we got to find.
that's a good point. Hoist, have you got the hell? We can't find it. We took it 10 minutes finding yours. I bet Hoist has, because Hoist is a nice guy and he likes green resources.
He says it's an HQ-14 design that he never changed and just dropped new stuff where I had space.
Hang on. I'm sure you recognise this from Dale's stream. What?
What? Oh.
HQ 14 design. What was that? 3 years ago? So he's had the same base design for 3 years.
He's been busy. He's got toys to show. He's got the
He's busy
coolest
playing with
toys
his
for real. He
toys.
does. He has the coolest toys.
No
I'm
doubt.
jealous of his toys.
But maybe he should put his toys down for a bit and concentrate on his base for once.
Yeah, definitely get rid of all those triangled ones and open up that bottom so bots walk into your little kill box there.
Make the smiley
And
face a
probably
sad face.
open up the top crown there that it's wearing so the bots can walk into the kill zone. Yeah. But what do I know? My base sucks too, so.
True. True. I don't
No, I
believe
don't
him. I
think
think
that
he's
one's.
lying. Because how has he found space that are you telling me that he's just like he's had this design and just gone, oh, I've got up a HQ, I'll just put it there. I'll put that one there. I'll put that one there because I've got nowhere else to put it. So over time, at HQ 18, he's gonna fill these sections here with extra stuff because you don't want to move anything else. So we're just gonna fill this section up and then that'll get bigger and that'll get bigger and that'll just expand more.
Matt Poley says that he's been building Unicron all that time. That's why he hasn't changed his, his
Yeah,
base
he's been
design.
transforming Unicron. 'Cause, yeah. Oh my days, yeah. I wonder how long it actually took to transfer because he put on speed up, didn't he? I didn't catch how long it actually took
Oh
him.
yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. I'm
So
sure he can tell us.
what are
Chat.
we gonna give? Right, I'm gonna emphasize this. What are we gonna give one of the top YouTubers in the game for this design? Just gonna emphasize that, you know.
I'm gonna I'm I,
Look at you. I can see you trying to be a bit nice there. You're trying to be polite.
I'm
I'm gonna give it a
okay.
3.
No, okay. I'm gonna go with 6 because I think
6.
he's gotta move some walls around, split up a couple
But
of the
yeah,
defenses,
but
and I think he'll be
there's
okay.
no room to move anything. He's got to do a whole new design.
He's
He's
got
got
to
to.
open up these walls and move it. He'll get it.
You suck up. These need to be moved. These need to be moved. This needs, but you can't move them anywhere because it's all full. So you need to change the whole thing. I think. Yeah. Apologies. See, even Hoist has put that's generous with 6. See?
I really liked your streams, Hoist.
Me
Your
too,
toys
but
are
that's not an
cool.
excuse. I'll tell you what, last one of the night because Silverbolt is in the chat, one of our moderators, and
Oh, okay.
I recognise this design. I don't think it's one of mine. I do a lot of unique designs, but I don't think it's one of mine. But it's very I recognise it though. But it's quite spaced out. It's quite easy to walk when you space them out. Nothing clustered, but then if it's not clustered, it's quite hard to use blades a lot. Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got the the beam and the shield, the launcher close by, but they're the shield gen, so that's not too bad. I'll let him off for that. That's fine. I think these are a bit close. I presume he's got a heal core there, which hoping that it'll protect them. But as long as you time it right, it makes it more awkward. But I don't know. I think they're still a bit close together. I think.
Yeah, but he's doing that to stay symmetrical for you though, because look at the other side. He's got the
Yeah, but then the mortars,
um,
but then the beam laser's not symmetrical, is it? So that doesn't count because the beam laser's down here. So
there's no pleasing you.
it's not. It's almost not. Honestly, I better go after the stream. The first thing I'm gonna do is go make sure my base is symmetrical. Double check. I'm pretty sure it is,
Yeah,
but
we need to get yours up here. What are
there'll
you
be
doing?
something. There'll be something happening. I'll do mine. I'll gladly next time I'll put mine up there and you can rinse mine with pleasure. Um, but yeah, I think it's all right. I think it's an all right design. I don't think it's disastrous. Joking aside,
No, I
I think
like
it's
it.
pretty
I like
good.
it.
Uh,
Yeah.
the walls path round. Then they path them inwards. Is it rushable with attack core? I don't think. Yeah, I think it probably is actually. Maybe Prime will reach there. I think so. You could put Prime there with attack core, and he'll walk and then get to there. Then you can rush, drop, rush up to there. So
Yeah.
maybe
And you
rushable.
would skip some about half the base by doing that, but
I would
you're still
maybe take some of these walls out of there and bring them in here by shortening this wall and making this one longer. It pushes the bots maybe in. You have to shorten them a lot. You have to shorten them to like there, which is a bit. You have to go like that, sort of shape there, so the bots go that way around. So maybe you might get away with it there, maybe. You have to test it on your own base, but yeah, you can definitely take these three out and utilize them somewhere else, without a
Yeah,
doubt.
definitely use. Everyone definitely needs to use base trials whenever you're trying to.
Yeah,
I did it, but I
yeah,
I was able
good
to beat
tip.
my own base because the gold fire method. So,
Well, a little tip that
but
I told Grindtime, I hope you don't mind, that he didn't even know. And that is that when you're looking at Prime Rush and how far Prime can rush, use a beam laser with Cybertron Charge. If you can get a beam laser with Cybertron Charge at level like 13, that's around the same distance of Prime Rush. So what I do is I get the beam laser and I drag it here and I go, right, can Prime reach there and can he reach there? And I drag it around the base and it's a good indication on whether Prime can reach it or not. And you can move things just slightly out of range so you know Prime can't get to it. So yeah, that's a top tip for testing. So yeah, testing your own base is definitely the best
that's
way to go because that's unequivocal. I mean that is definitely you can test it for sure. But if you want a quick guide before you're doing that, rather than putting it somewhere, doing prime rush, moving it, doing prime rush, moving it, and keep testing like that. Use your beam laser, and then put your beam laser just in place of where you think prime can rush to. Have a look at the distance, move it just out of range, and then go and test it, and then see.
yeah, that
But
was
yeah,
definitely a huge tip doing that. I didn't know about that. And
yeah, helps a lot.
we're getting a fan movement in our chat that they want us to do the Crusher 11. They want us to rinse his base.
Are we getting a
It's
are we getting
yeah,
a
it's
movement?
like a mob where they're starting to mob up on us. We got to do
Well,
it.
it looks to me like it's just Sharksy.
Sharksy,
It's just
Crusher,
Sharksy.
Joker.
Okay. Well, I'm not one to turn down a request. This is definitely the last one though.
Stuck Stuck
Definitely
in
the last
beta
one.
says rinse him, expose him for the ultimate noob he is.
Okay.
So,
This is quite small though. I can't even see it. It's that
oh
small.
my.
I think he took his pic. Has he took a picture on his iPod? I
Oh
don't know what
my.
he took a picture on there, but he's got a very small phone. All right. Well, the first one is you need to upgrade your phone and get a better phone. It's got a Nokia 6210 or something. What has he took it on? I can't even see it. I don't even need glasses, but I can't even see it. I think he's done it on purpose so we can't rinse him. I can't even see that.
Yeah.
I can't even see it enough to rinse him. It's that poor.
Well, then we're gonna rinse him for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna rinse him. Say upgrade your phone.
Yeah.
Get a new phone.
Y-
Stop being a cheapskate and go and buy a
Your
phone other than
your
playing
phone gets
Snake
a
on it.
1.
Yeah, your phone. Yeah, yeah. Give him one for his phone. Honestly,
That's
I'm
probably like the
straining.
old iPod Nano. Remember
Yeah,
those? They were like
I
big.
think he has. I think he's using an iPod Nano to take a picture of his base. I really do.
All right, get a better picture, send it in. Maybe we'll get you next time.
No, I can see it enough to rinse him. Don't you worry.
Oh, okay.
It's actually. I'm trying to look. It's not that bad. It's not a disaster. You can't cup it. I don't think you can rush it. It needs obviously upgrading, but that's not the end of the world. But yeah, the biggest rinse would be that it needs a real phone. Maybe use his mum's phone or something. I don't know. God knows. I don't know what he's used there. But you can see there the screen. Look at the size of that. And then look at everyone else's. Look at that. Just to emphasize it. Look, everyone else's, and then look at that. I'm sure it's done on purpose. Look, these are all the people we did. So yeah, go and buy a new phone, you cheapskate. There you go. But yeah. So yeah, one for your phone. Not bad base design. Go and get a new phone. All right. Well, yeah. Appreciate everyone tuning in. I can't believe it's lasted 2 hours. Actually, it's been fun though. But yeah,
Yes.
like I said, we're gonna do some more of these. I think Grind Time will be on the next one, and then we'll go from there and see who we get on maybe. But I do like Grind Time a lot. I talk to the guy. I talk to Grind Time a lot behind the scenes, and we have little Zoom calls, don't we? A little date nights. So
Yep, yep. Have our little mandates.
yeah,
Yep.
little mandates. Yeah, with a board on lockdown. Obviously for him it's like tea time. For me it's like 12. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning for me, 2 in the morning. And he says to me, "Right, I'm going to bed." I'm like, "It's like 3 o'clock for me, and you're going to bed." Honestly, But yeah, it's been cool. Yeah, it's been good doing this. And like I said, don't worry, guys. If you haven't been included, we're gonna do some of these on a regular basis. So yeah, what I'll be doing, I'll be
And
clearing the chat of all the bases, and then just saying, right, let's go again. Put your base in again. But yeah, listen, guys. If you've been on the stream, don't put the same base design in again. Then I'll just have to avoid it and make
oh,
sure that it's no fun in that. But yeah, listen,
Mike
go on.
Mike Burgee, I like the Ironhide upgrade. Yes, I like the buff that
Yes,
all those tanks got.
Grind Time loves his Iron
I
Hide.
like yeah. I like Ironhide just because everyone rinses him so much, and I'm like, he's one of the G1s. He's supposed to be great,
He's not
but
though.
yeah,
Even his upgrade is still not
I,
great. He's still not great.
I still struggle to defend him, but no, I do. He is getting better.
You can try though. But yeah, I appreciate everyone tuning in. Like I said, we're going to do some more of these. So we'll clear the chat out and then we'll do it again. And then hopefully in about maybe a month's time, 4 or 5 weeks, we'll do one again. It's going to be like a bit of a series that we'll do in between, maybe on some, some solo events like this, maybe after leaderboards or something. But, just something to take the weekend over, you know.
And I hope you don't mind me saying, but guys, I'd like it if you'd go into the Discord channel there and maybe in this section or wherever Wozza wants you to put your opinions about this. Do you like the way we did it? Is there
Yeah,
something you
good
think
idea,
we could
actually.
do
Yeah.
better?
Let us
Something like
know.
that. I mean, like, give us some feedback. So.
I know what to say already. They'll say, just rinse everyone. Rinse more people. Rinse them. That's all they'll say. Rinse him. Rinse him. It's like a mob, honestly. Rinse them. Rinse them all. That's what people care about is people getting rinsed. So yeah, I think maybe next stream we'll just go for rinsing. We'll just pick out bases that we're gonna rinse. Forget everyone else. I don't want any good bases. They're the boring ones. So
No
yeah.
good ones.
So what we'll do after the stream, we'll do it live. We'll call it a day. But I'll get Grind Time to post in the chat which of the base designs he thought were the best design, which one he thought got rinsed the most original design, and we'll have some prizes and we'll announce it in Discord. So if you're not in Discord, make sure you join, guys, so you can get a chance to take part in the stream. And if you have been called out as one of the bases, then you get a chance at winning. And make sure you join Discord. Obviously, tune in next Wednesday for the stream where we'll be talking about the new combat. I will be changing the time of the Saturday stream. Being back at work, it might be even a bit later, and long term might even be a bit later again as we start to open up a bit more in the UK and get back to some sort of normality. But yeah, it may even change to Sunday. We'll see long term. But yeah, the weekend stream will be changing in time, and the week Wednesday stream will be the same time. That's going to stay the same no matter. Cool. Well, yeah, I appreciate everyone tuning in. Like I said, thank you to Grind Time for helping me out and joining in. Bit of a face reveal as such. I've only been in a Space 8 stream before, but and let's hope, guys, that he starts his own stream soon, sooner than later. And I will catch you all in Discord and catch you all next Wednesday. All right,
Hey,
cool.
just keep grinding, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out, guys.